my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
What's up, dirty dogs?
What up, everybody? Get to listen to the blimp right off the jump.
And last one I'll speak on, item number 11.
Why don't you speak on the
Colleagues,
sandwich
I'm
you
proud
about to
speak
eat,
before
you
today to
fucking
bring
pig?
a long-awaited vision to life for Council District 1. My motion instructs the Department of Transportation to fabricate and install a permanent ceremonial sign
middle name
at
is
the
Torta.
intersection of 8th Street and Valencia Street in Westlake, designating it as Francisco Morazan Central American Community Square. As President of the Federal Republic of Central America from 1830 to 1839, Francisco Morazan was a visionary leader who fought to transform the region into a single progressive nation. He was a fierce champion for liberal reforms, specifically the freedoms of the press, speech, and religion. While his opponents eventually fractured the republic into 5 nations, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and El Salvador, Morazan's dream of a unified people lives on. Today, nearly 1 million Central Americans live in Los Angeles County, and 600 of them living in our city alone. Their presence defines the culture and economic landscape of neighborhoods like Westlake, MacArthur Park, and
Like
Pico
her
Union.
bottom chin is taking over her top chin.
Francisco Morazan and visibly celebrate the large, significant presence and profound contributions of our Central American neighbors in Los Angeles. And Councilmember
Sooner it's just going to be the bottom,
seconding this motion,
not the top.
And thank you, colleagues. I urge your
the top one's going to fall into the bottom one. It's just going to all be one big one.
Hernandez, who's made a strong and compelling case for a yes vote on items 8, 9, and 10. So we'll open the roll on those items.
What's up,
Close
Mohan?
the roll. Tabulate the vote.
Oh, they're in Van Nuys. I didn't even notice.
That, Mr. City Attorney, I'll ask you to prepare us for public comment.
Yes. So, Mr. President, none of the items are open for public comment today.
Of course, no.
However, any member of the
Pavel.
public can speak on anything.
Thanks for
within
you
the subject
homos
matter
showing up.
jurisdiction of the
Appreciate
city
you,
for
bro.
a minute.
You could have
So
stayed
when
in
it's your
court.
turn, when you come to the podium, please
Okay,
just
guy,
begin
if we can't speak, what does it matter? We can't speak on
Mr.
anything. We
President,
can't
if I may
speak on the
vote,
after action
just taking
report.
these on items
We
9
can't
through
speak
11.
on anything. What's the difference? It's almost like you're a Nazi. It's almost like you're a Nazi because you don't let them talk about what they want to talk about, you fucking Nazi. I didn't know there was gay Nazis, but now I know there's gay Nazis.
Fran Pataski,
I didn't know that till
Josie,
today.
and Stacy Segarra Bollinger.
Shout out to all you gay Nazis out there. Is that Johnny G, that moron? Get up here, Johnny G. We need some laughter. Hopefully you
Good
say...
morning, City Council.
Yes.
I am very upset at the homeless encampments of my Encino Tarzana
Oh, come on.
library, including the Friends of the Library group who profile the elderly to volunteer at the bookstore. All people can volunteer, not just the elderly. Let's put an end to injustice. Also, I want to thank Mr. Blumenfield, especially Elizabeth, for helping us help Latinos in your district in regards to trying to build a home in their families. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
I guess fuck the white people, the Asians, and the blacks. Fuck them, right? Shout out to you Latinos. You got the money.
Good morning. I'm Steve Brackett.
Well, at least from the
I'm
pig,
a
anyways.
50-plus year resident of Van Nuys or Lake Balboa. I'm also a member of the Van Nuys Airport Citizens Advisory Council. I'm very concerned about the happenings that are before you and BOAC regarding the council. There are issues that are in the purview and rights of you council members that are in jeopardy. And I hope that you really pay close attention
Ruger, thank you.
to your file number 251514.
Thank you, Tons.
We have ample information to provide you to protect the community from those who would rather deprive us of the opportunity to present our recommendations to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruger. And thank you, Tons. Appreciate you.
Before the next speaker begins, I'll call up Steve Leffert, DSA Margaret, Timmy, and Nick Most.
DSA Margaret? Oh, she must be from some group, the DSAers.
Hello, my name is Fran Pataski. I'm in CD12. I want to thank you for having these meetings in the Valley. It's tough to get into the city. I'm hoping you support Council File 251514. We need more transparency of what's going on in our area also. Per the FAA, at the time the airport was created in 1928, along with the flight path, and the area was 80 acres of open flat farmland, which included my area in CD12.
Hi, Melinda. All right.
When we asked for change, we told that the airport was there first. Well, the city allowed the homes to be built at that time, and which was a much different time.
Oh, Jay, it is.
There were less planes, no jets. There was no noise and fumes. The noise was a little bit. The fumes of low-flying prop planes going 1,200 feet over our homes. I'm asking that this council to require the master plan for Van Nuys Airport and independent environmental review before any additional changes are going on, which they're trying to sneak in different changes right now. Please, please help the community. We need your help. We need your support. Thank you.
Hey, there's Stacy. She is there.
Nithya Raman had already endorsed Mayor Bass, and then she said, I'm gonna enter the race. Once I saw her running from constituents, and then she said they were terrorists. On a weekend, they approached her just to say that they were unsatisfied with her position on local development. That confrontation made her cry. I don't know how such a coward could possibly run LA. Oh, Nithya Raman is a grifter, bought and paid for by developers and Hollywood and Zionists. I know I'm gonna vote for Ray. Why is it that whenever I make a song just for Nithya, she doesn't show up? Fuck the IDF and shout out Smoke and Scan.
Ah, we got our first one. Man, I haven't seen Stacy in months, and her new job doesn't allow her to come down much, you know.
My name is Steve Leffert. I'm a 50-plus year resident of the San Fernando Valley, living about a half a mile from Van Nuys Airport.
I see Sean Murphy in the blue back there.
The Citizens Advisory Council that was established back in 1985 did not include any particular requirement for residents by the appointed council members to be on that particular council. Suddenly, BOAC decided that they needed to be residents. They couldn't just be business owners or attend an association group within that area. So I understand the reason, you want more people on the board, on the council, to represent residents who live and have to put up with the noise and fumes from the airport all the time. But why is the mayor's 3 appointees and BOAC's 3 appointees not have to require the same residency
because she's special. Because she's DEI and she's special.
Before the next
she has
speaker begins,
privilege.
I'll call up a few more names. Medal of Honor, Navajo Joe, Bobby M., Gunny Joe, and Candido.
I hate to break that to you, bro. There's not just white
Please.
privilege. There's black privilege, too. I hate to break
Thank
that
you.
one
Good
to you.
morning. So a minute isn't a lot of time, so I just want to, first of all, say thank you to Councilmember Padilla for her participation and support in both 2515-14 as well as 2515-05. I want to thank Councilmember Blumenfeld for the thoughtful amendment on 1205. I don't know that all of you understand the gravity of what's happening. This is so much more than just the unethical, immoral, and unauthorized manipulation of a citizen advisory body. This is a systemic toxic culture within LAWA that has been exercising overreach, misconduct, abuse of office, and abuse of authority for the past 3 decades. City Council, with the help of Councilmember Padilla, also Councilmember Rahman, over the last couple years,
Ma'am, that's your time. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming.
Speed reading. Council member, my name is Nick Mosich, and I'm the general partner for Southwest Aviation, an FBO that has operated
Grady's
at Van
probably
Nuys
in court.
Airport for 54 years under 2 different leases.
Like he should be.
I want to let you know that the 5 recently issued RFPs are so poorly drafted with misrepresentation of development conditions or blatantly missing data information that a true competitive bid process cannot occur. This will lead to extensive
she barely fits in there,
renegotiations between the
Keith.
selected winner
Barely.
and subsequent challenges by other parties to the RFPs. 2 of these RFPs where no development is required offer a 10-year lease as an example,
Gerard?
a direct violation of the executive directives passed by LAWA in 2002 that limit terms to 5 years. You have been told that immediate action on these RFPs is necessary to preserve FAA grants for VNY and LAX. I urge you to challenge these blatantly false statements, as the current RFPs are written with inaccuracies, false claims on development.
This is Van Nuys, golfer. This is Van Nuys. That's why it looks different.
Thanks.
They're supposed to do it once a month here. I don't know how and when they decide
It's your
to.
time. Thank you much. Thank you so much.
They roll in here every once
Before
in a
the
while.
next speaker, I'll call up a few more
Pretend to
names.
do work here.
Danielle, Stephen Leffert, Sue Steinberg, Uwe Kerner,
What a useless sack of shit
and
these people are.
WW.
Every one of these useless
Hold on 1 second,
DEI
so we can
hires.
get all the time. And I just want to the folks that
Especially this one right
are
here.
commenting
Especially
on
this
the,
one.
LAWA
Biggest
issue,
DEI hire.
we put this issue on
He
the
there,
agenda
'cause
in
he
the
got
Valley
privilege.
specifically so you all
Not
could
'cause
come
he
and
was the
speak,
best
so
for
we're
the
really
job.
Happy and eager to
And
hear
buddy,
from you.
I
We
hope
do
and
have to
pray
keep everybody to the
the
same
fire
rules.
chief
That's why we
takes
keep
you
cutting you off.
and Mayor
But
Bass
we
down.
want you to know
We're going to
that,
celebrate here on the
we
show.
held
We're
the meeting,
legitimately going to
this
have a
item
party
here specifically so
just
you could
for
come and we could
taking
hear
you
from
down.
So thank you all so much.
A straight
All right,
1
you can
hour
go.
party. I'm going to drink
So he
some
said
beer.
that they brought that item over here, but
Yeah.
they didn't reopen it for public comment. So you only have general public comment. You don't have the extra minute to talk about that item. If the city council was so interested in our opinion,
exactly,
they would do what has been done before, which is like reopen public comment for certain things.
Yep.
The
call-in features.
Marvelous Padilla here wants to reopen public comment after it had been closed because a lot of the people that she supports and support her had come and weren't able to speak. So she called for public comment to be reopened, and it was. I was there that day. There's a rule in the rules and whatever that allow any one of these people up there in the horseshoe to call for an item to be reopen for public comment, and they very rarely, if ever, do that. That's how much they care about our opinion. There's been a water fountain over here that's been broken for probably years now. It's pretty ridiculous. It's hard to even know what else to say to y'all because you're so fucking despicable.
That's it.
It's LA Valley Gun Club,
That's
LA
it.
Valley GC @gmail.com. Hit me up. We need to take the control of this city. The charter needs to be destroyed. Charter commission needs to be pretty much wrecked right now. We need to stop the charter.
That's your time.
Valley
We're
Gun
gonna go to
Club.
the next speaker.
Thank you.
Next speaker. Next speaker. We need a microphone.
Thank you.
Oh, she has it. Okay.
My name is Danielle Sweet. I live across from Havenhurst from the Van Nuys Airport. I am bedbound 95% of the time. Obviously, I'm on oxygen. I have MS, I have fibromyalgia, and on top of everything that I'm dealing with in my own body, in my own home, I have to worry about the fumes and the jets taking off 24 hours a day, approximately every 8 minutes. I've lived in the neighborhood 30 years. I bought my house the year after the quake. In that time to now, it feels like I moved next door to LAX. I have no peace. The planes wake me up every single night. I have emailed almost everybody on this council and asked for somebody to please, beside Councilmember Padilla, to please listen to the neighbors. We are dying. I have metals in my hair.
And she forgot about the helicopters waking her up,
Thank
too.
you very much for coming to speak.
Before the next speaker, I'll call the rest of the names. Latino Purple Heart, Sage Beatrice.
Mr. City Attorney, the
Latino
gentleman in the
Purple
black button-up polo with
Latino
glasses and a
Purple Heart.
ponytail, and the woman next to him with a trucker hat on, have
Yes.
just gotten their first and last warning.
Okay, understood, Mr. President. Please begin, Speaker.
I can get you if you want. If you don't, I don't want you to feel left out, Mr. Candido.
Sorry, Speaker. Please go ahead. The floor is yours.
Steve Leffert again. The idea that you passed the motion before you had public comment
That's it.
on the issue.
Disgusting. It should be against the
I
law,
think that's
sir.
despicable.
And against
Despicable
the law,
on the
sir.
part of the city council. If you want public comment at a city council meeting, do it before you vote to pass a motion.
That's it.
You might want to change your mind. You might want to amend that motion. It just seems totally unfair, along with, BOAC's fist action to change the bylaws of the CAC whenever they feel fit or threatened by the community. Thank you.
That's how the dirty DEI dummies do it. The dirty DEI Democrat
I'll call up
dummies.
a few more names. Sean Murphy, Suzanne Gutierrez, and Candido.
Name is Uwe Kerner, small business owner, California Flight School, operating partner of Southwest Aviation, business that operated Van Nuys Airport over past 54 years.
Oh, wow, he runs
under
a
2
flight
leases.
school.
The city lease proposals recently issued by the Southwest Aviation leaseholds in the Hart Street property are the death for small aircraft businesses at Van Nuys. By redesignating these areas for general aviation, which LAVA often used to mean jets over 12,000 pounds, are effectively forcing out small propeller airplanes that have been the heart of the airport for decades. If this area is converted to jet operations, there are no available relocation spaces for our current tenants and businesses at Van Nuys Airport. These proposals threaten to displace flight schools that train next generation of pilots and mechanics who keep our fleet safe. Small businesses are left struggling to survive. The proposal will displace numerous diverse small businesses, women and minority-owned businesses, cause the loss of over 80 jobs. The outcome will be massive, noisy jet parking lot and full of pollution. This is not modernization; it's economic and cultural loss for the San Fernando Valley.
The problem is they're closing Santa Monica Airport, so I believe that Van Nuys will have to take over all the smaller traffic. People have to commute there to take off, and I think that's another reason why they're talking. That they already have enough problems. They don't need more.
The city council.
Oh, Speaker, we'll restart your time. If you could speak a little more into the mic, we'll hear you better. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Imelda, for having the city council meetings take place monthly here in the land of the forgotten, otherwise known as the Valley. The recent NTSB findings that Burbank and Van Nuys airports are the next likely location for a major aviation accident should be a wake-up call to everybody in this room. Preemptive measures need to be taken before there's a catastrophe. It's not a matter of if, but when something's going to happen over our already overcrowded skies above our homes. There have been previous motions passed by the LA City Council, but yet to be acted on. Motions 221489 and 231339 have been on the books for years, but have yet to take effect. Where's the formation of a community-involved committee for a new specific airport plan? Motions need to not just be passed, but implemented. It shouldn't be, well, I only have a few seconds, but I just want to say it shouldn't be a few benefiting at the expense of the community's health.
Yeah, they what do you call it? It's not real rich problems. Rich people have to go there to take off part, which means a little further, but everybody that lives around that airport they're talking about are not rich folks. They're hard-working, blue-collar folks.
What can we do to slow these cars down in my neighborhood of District 3? Just don't. We need to slow these cars down. There was 3 accidents this year. Christmas Eve, Wednesday afternoon when I was waiting for the bus to go to choir rehearsal. And back in January, 2 serious accidents.
Oh, bro.
We need to talk to the member. I want to talk to the member of my Bob Blumenfield's staff or a cop that's in Topanga Canyon, West Valley. I need to talk about this. We need to stop these cars and need to zoom by at night. Nobody can get any sleep in the area in my neighborhood. This is ridiculous.
Tell him,
Thank
Sean.
you.
And Sean, I'd love to hear you in the choir. I would love to hear Sean in the choir. I want to hear him. I want to hear him
Sean,
in the choir.
Member from Council District 3 is going to come speak with you.
Yeah, sure. They're really going to do something for you.
My name is Suzanne Gutierrez. I'm a 23-year Pocket resident, and I live right next door to the Van Nuys Airport. I'm co-founder of Fume Fighters United, and I'm here representing many of our Pocket neighbors who are unable to make it today. Thank you all for passing on consent 25-15-14. Very much appreciated. Thank you. But I'm also here to tell you about ongoing corruption with LAWA and the Van Nuys Airport manager, Jacob Hake.
Not Beach.
In case some of you haven't read the motion, it's about
Stacy.
his lies and unauthorized unilateral removal of 4 city council appointed members of the Citizens Advisory Council in August last year. He defiantly lied to council offices and the public about having authority only for his lies to be exposed by the actual BOAC resolutions he violated in his self-serving actions. LAWA's dishonesty and shady actions have a real negative effect on my neighborhood and the rest of the valley. If you go to Vimeo and type in Jacob Hake, Van Nuys Airport Manager Lies, and you can watch in person what he's doing. Thank you.
Yeah, Beach, she's the very first one. You just got to go back. She'll be the number one talker, the number one speaker, rather. Other than that, we saw Johnny G didn't say anything funny. Here's Candido.
Please begin.
And thank you, folks, for coming out here. Quickly, I'm a little pissed off this morning. I wake up, and a gentleman who looks like me, Mr. Carballo, what happens? He's now being accused of all these things. I hope the process goes through and he's found innocent.
Knee bender.
The thing that had bothered me the
Knee
most
bender.
is that when I saw Alex Padilla, no matter what he did, an MIT graduate, everything he did, I was here at the first meeting, he was here at his last meeting, and yet he was treated like a criminal. Sometimes that's why I figure, you know what? I should have been a criminal because I'm a pretty good criminal. But I chose to try to be a better person than that. It jumped me and went to my sons. But we're
so your sons are
military, we
criminals.
support this
Great.
country, and when I see a man like Donald Trump get away with everything, and then every person that looks like me, they're always accused, they're always taken down, and as I look around, most of you, I think we can count on you. Porter Ranch, you guys were talking about.
Candido the Bandito, everybody, apparently. The great panderer, everyone. Thanks for coming down and wearing your hat, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, Mr. That's your time.
That's your time.
Thanks, Mr. Morris.
I'm going to pretend like I'm entertained. You're catching flies.
Thank you
Close
so much
your mouth.
to everybody who came and shared with us today.
Close your mouth.
That
Catching
concludes
flies,
public
kid.
comment for this morning's meetings. Madam Clerk, what's before us?
What a waste.
The council has motions for posting and referral.
They are posted and
23 minutes
referred.
in and out.
Announcements, members. Councilmember Hutt.
23 minutes in and out.
Thank you.
Why waste their... It took them longer than 23 minutes to drive to Van Nuys. I need you to know that.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning, everyone.
Oh, thank you, DEI
As we
Queen.
close out Black History Month, as well as the Winter Olympics in Milan, I'd like to honor Debbie Thomas, who was the first black medalist in the history of Winter Olympics. Deborah Janie Debbie Thomas.
Yeah, I don't really care. I gotta be honest. I don't really care. Anybody that anything you're big up in, I don't care. Because I know that they don't deserve it. It's just because of the color of their skin or whatever. So I don't really care, man. I'm just gonna give you that one right there. Because we're tired. We're tired of your shit. We're tired of the crying and the complaining. We fatigued on that, ma'am. And we fatigued on people like you, the Kamala Harris of our city, who just got the job because she's a black woman, not because she was the best black woman or the one that should have gotten the job. No, you're the one that decided to jump through the most hoops. So that's why you got it. Right? Right. That's how we gonna do that. So we don't give a fuck what you got to say. Hey, we don't give a fuck what you got to say.
We have a pipeline of units that we expect will be opening
And
next
since
year.
it was
and
so
we'll be
short,
providing,
I'm going to give you a little
the
extra.
supportive services. So
We're
that
going to
will
do
be our
LA
expansion. We'll be
City.
opening housing.
Now we're at LA County. Let's watch both DEIs. The county is broke,
and sometimes
and so is the
there's county
city.
funding
Both
and
run
it's bricks and
DEI.
mortar, and sometimes
Both run by DEI. Both are in the hole over $1 billion because DEI works so well.
Lots of conversations back and forth with regard to street encampments and what your department was going to be able to continue to do or not. So can you talk about what concrete refinements
And at least here,
and
ladies and
associated
gents,
funding
every single item they put up, every single person gets to come up and talk about it.
Budget as we see it today.
That's the difference between the county and the city, at least.
For encampments.
For encampments, the encampment work is primarily.
Please
reflected
tell
in
us,
the
white liberal,
unsheltered line.
what's best for us.
That's in there, but it's really important that is really around the
Thank you,
outreach
white liberal.
teams and the coordination of all of that outreach work. That includes the outreach teams that we fund through community-based organizations, the multidisciplinary teams,
Glasses are crazy. Oh,
called the E6 teams. It also includes the outreach teams that will now be HSH outreach teams that partner with hosts.
99
and
cent
with
store is
others.
like gone now. I don't think
So
they're here anymore,
Those
Chaos.
outreach services are reflected in that.
I think they all went out of
unsheltered
business.
line. But what's also important to understand for encampment resolution
It's all
is,
like
and
the
you know this
$5
well,
store now.
is it's not just about the outreach services. It's having the outreach services then
Jason
have
gonna call in?
housing
Maybe.
to connect people to. So that very close coordination with our interim housing and permanent housing resources.
Okay, I appreciate that. I just wanted to hear from your perspective what's reflected in this budget because we've
No, no Mr. Herman today.
It's been a bit of a moving target.
Because I don't think he's out. I think he's in the city, not in the valleys. He
clear
didn't
what
want to
was
make his way
actually in
all the
this
way over
budget.
there, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Spindler should have been there. He's close by there.
Dr.
Busy.
Galley, as I listened to your response to Supervisor Horvath's question,
Yeah, those glasses are pretty wild.
Because my answer would have been, "There's nothing I can do to guarantee a thing, given the significant, the devastating impact the federal cuts are going to have." And
that's
and
good.
we then continue to be
Fantastic. I hope
expected
it's
by the
really
public, and we
devastating.
therefore
Hopefully the
expect
orange
you
guy don't give you a
to
fucking
continue to
penny.
pull a rabbit out of
You can
a
cry
hat
more
that's
about the
been
orange guy,
taken
what
from
had
you,
happened, and how they
to
took you
provide your
down.
services. I mean, it's really tough. You know, I appreciate the acknowledgement of the motion brought forward. You don't have to say, you know, I couldn't support the amendment because even the amendment redirected some funds away from DHS into another specified
Why is she
provider.
talking like that?
So,
Because
I
she's
think
trying
in
to
response to Supervisor Hahn's question,
align with her
you talked about At
constituents.
what point would cuts or closures happen? And you said next year. When you say next year,
Her voter base aren't very bright.
next calendar year. I mean, because I just think we and the public need to understand that if we
Because they
don't
keep falling for the same
get
shit.
some solution
Year
or
in, year
relief
out.
from,
Yet they have to
from
come back, beg
what
for more. and
HR1 brought
still
to
not enough.
bear on us today, what's going to happen and by when?
Thank you, Supervisor. We would anticipate looking at starting to plan for cuts next year, meaning calendar year 2027.
Good. Get those cuts going.
I don't think we're not doing that sooner for a couple of reasons. First, there's a lot of uncertainties within our budget, and we'll be coming forward.
Your price is way too high. You need to cut it.
In early
Cut it.
April on that.
Cut it.
We're
Cut it.
uncertain
Cut it.
whether or not
Cut
our
it.
1115 waiver will be renewed. That expires at the end of the year.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some uncertainties, obviously, with respect to
Hurry
the
up,
sales
beggar.
tax, which you brought forward, and we'll have to look to whether or not that gets approved by the voters. That would benefit DHS in both the 22% that is directly allocated to DHS, and then directly or more likely indirectly benefit DHS as well as the broader healthcare community, because 45% of the funds would go to building out a coverage
You
program
can't, David.
to
You
individuals
can't.
who are uninsured.
And people don't.
And any effort
Except
to
for the
allow
low
people
IQ
to have
idiots that
opportunities
voted for
to
her and
access
them.
care in efficient outpatient primary care.
Remember,
based
everybody
settings,
you see
community-based
here,
settings will
all
relieve
of
the
them,
pressure on
every
hospitals
last
and
one
emergency
is all
rooms,
from one side of the
because people
one
have a
party.
place to go. So that's one
Remember
uncertainty.
that.
There's,
There's
I've
zero
mentioned briefly the
zero
effort that is
elephants
ongoing with the legislature to
here
receive state general funds
in
for
power.
inpatient fee-for-service.
Zero.
There's a number of other moving pieces.
Zero.
And we have to see where those come through, and we'll have a lot more clarity within the next year.
So this should be a
We can't-
glaring
we have that
example
time
how
because we have a
Democrats
fund
run
balance.
things,
And
no
we
matter the
have,
color of their
fund
skin.
balance that's available to, for a short period of time, be able to fill in the deficit at the end of each year when our finance team closes the books. That fund balance will not last forever. It will be exhausted.
That's Democrat
and
women,
At some point, we
XT.
will, unfortunately, if
Didn't
we're
you
not
see
able
them?
to
They're all
reduce our
fugly.
costs and
They're
raise
all
our
gross.
revenue, need to look to
In
cuts.
fact, give me
but
one
those
hot
cuts
one.
will not come easily.
I can't
just
think
to
of
give
one
you
hot
data
one.
point that I'll
One.
leave you with, which is very sobering as
Not one.
my team and I think about it.
Hi,
If
Shel.
we're $100 million short, we have revenue here, and then we have costs that are $100 million higher than that, we would have to make over $600 million worth of service cuts to be able to make up that $100 million because of how highly leveraged we are on state and federal funds.
See?
So it is
so
very
dependent on everything else.
It's very
6
difficult
to
to
1.
cut our way out of the problem because as soon as we cut services, we cut revenue.
Because
So we
somebody's
would
living
cut
too high on the
additional
hog.
revenue and make our problem worse while we're cutting services in addition to hurting the people that rely on us for care. So to close,
services we provide are revenue generating. So
they
if you
are
cut the service.
they are revenue generating in both the direct service fee for service aspect as well as in capitated rates and in number of lives through supplemental payments. And so it's very difficult to cut and close a deficit through cuts.
Right. Got it. I appreciate that. ODR, agree with everything my colleagues said. I have, that's the one thing I started, I think, when I first got here 6 years ago now. I think it's unfortunate that it was funded in the first place on one-time funding. I think that was probably a strategic error because now we can't dig our way out of it.
Nope. But I
is
got a
there an
shovel for
ability
you to start digging, though.
gradually expand ODR bed capacity. How can we get there? I've
put
brought
her to some
motions
good use.
to try to find permanent funding sources. I've challenged you to find permanent funding sources, and we haven't gotten there. So, what do you think?
So now they want the
I share
public to fund
concern.
it.
I think it won't entirely solve the problem, but the fact
We
that
fund
because
it
of
anyways,
the
ma'am.
decisions on the IMD issue, we're able to start billing. We can do what Supervisor Horvath was just describing with billing for FSP. There's other Medi-Cal billing, drug Medi-Cal billing. We can bill for psychiatric professional services.
Bill, tax,
That will
tax,
help.
bill,
It
bill.
will not, in and of itself, solve the problem, but it does provide an ongoing revenue source to partially offset the costs that we need. I think I understand the difficult place that
Yeah,
the
her
county's
accent
in with
disappeared.
so many things that are needed to be funded.
didn't roll
And
her
I think
R
to
either.
date, the fact that we have been able to leverage AB 109 funding, even though it's not ideal that it's one time, but it has allowed the expansion. And if there's an opportunity to shift onto other more permanent ongoing streams, I would certainly support that. But I'm just grateful that the county has made
right,
the
Eric?
investments it's made with the revenue sources that it has so that people
That's
can
it, bye.
really
By whom? That's it.
be out of jail when what they have is a serious mental illness that contributed to the crimes and live a life that is more productive,
Aw, poor
safer
little
for themselves
criminal.
and for the community, and is more humane, which is what ODR achieves.
You got to worry about being humane to a criminal who's not humane to society. Get that. Think about that.
Between, ODR and prevention. And it's like cart before the horse, and you need both. And I think there was an effort to do both, but I think, ODR got the short end of the stick.
Go to the Homeboy Industries. They'll help you out.
It makes it volatile. So
Let
I
Homeboy
appreciate
over
your
there
comment.
help you
Thank
out.
Madam Chair.
Great, thank you. I want to
We
start
ain't here to
with
help the vultures who vulture out on us and then come back and
both for the
pretend like
presentation
they
and
met
Sarah,
God
thank
in
you
prison
for
and they're all better
work that
now.
you have
We're good on that
taken
shit
on
too.
So far. I wanted to point out that in the slides where you outlined department priorities and metrics, some of the goals, as we know, are always entirely in line with HSH and not all under your control. So how are you working with La Casa, DMH, DPH, and other county partners to meet those goals? And it's my understanding that if we don't meet those goals, then there's a process through which we can reallocate funds to
Let's get to the
different
public
components so that
comment.
we can make the system work better on what we know. So can you kind of go over that, please?
Yeah, thank you for the question. And I think there's two pieces to what I would say. So one is our work is completely dependent upon our coordination and collaboration with other partners. And our ability to achieve our goals is completely dependent upon that. And it's at the heart of how we engage with others. As you saw and I described, we actually have significant amount of funding in our budget that's from other county departments who we're partnering with to create housing and services for their populations, with DMH being one of our largest departmental partners. And we are right now going through a process with a variety of different county departments. It's actually part of the MAP goals this year to be looking at how we can jointly set some high-level goals together to address efforts and better coordinate on the street in housing and people who are experiencing homelessness.
Just
connection
made up
to
bullshit,
the
Betty.
mainstream services that are offered by the
She's a
county.
circle talker like all
Similarly,
of them.
We're working very closely with La Casa.
No different than Kamala
on the
or
goals.
Kumala.
Where I've been working together on the prevention and getting really clear around their role in prevention and what they're leading versus our role and
That's
what we're
it,
leading
Shell.
in prevention
Exactly.
and how we can make sure it's very integrated and easy for people to access the services. So that's one piece. On the goals itself, they were very ambitious when they were established. And it's something that has been
probably
recently discussed at the
think
Executive
there might
Committee
be
for Regional
one.
Homeless Alignment, as well as at the leadership table, acknowledging that we set ambitious goals. And over the next couple of years, it will really behoove us to dig into them
Tons.
a bit
She's a
more
Democrat. They
and
don't care how they
understand,
look.
We already have their first
They give
report
a
on
fuck
performance
less
of
about how
those,
they look in
but to
public, on
understand,
TV,
what it
whatever.
will take for us to achieve them, and are there additional efforts we need to take or reshuffling of resources, or do we need to be more realistic and reset some of these goals based on the resources that we have available?
Right. And also, I wanted to ask you about.
No, they're all women.
How are you?
You're right.
Assessing
They're all
the
women.
process to reclassify employees. Where are you in
No
that phase
Democrat
right now?
dick up there.
We are
What's up,
working
something?
really closely with CEO classification on reviewing all of our
I mean, let's just.
existing
Oh, hold on. Damn it.
positions. Are
you in?
I just want to just show you, like,
reviewing
who
all of
thought that?
our existing
God
positions,
damn it.
Our org charts, duty statements, and working through the process on what the determinations will be for future classifications in HSH.
And any progress on the LASA employee?
Who thought this layout? Look how they laid out those tables. Let's just stop for a second and look at how they've laid out these tables. Like, they're not facing each other. You have two blocking your way. You got three over fucking here. Who fucking laid this? Who laid all this shit out? Let's just put a little plant here to make it seem a little more cozy. Who set this shit up? Who did this? Another DEI contractor.
Please.
Use one of those
Yes.
tape measures that's missing a few
Yes,
inches.
actually, we have a
He
presentation.
probably doesn't know how to
on
use a
Tuesday to go
tape
into more
measure.
Detail, but as a
Oh,
first
there's a guy.
milestone, we held a hiring.
I mean, if you
fair
can call
for
him that.
The outreach workers at LASA.
He was more
I
half
think
man,
there were
half woman,
65
probably.
offers made on the spot, and so that's a very promising initial step. We have more work to do, but things are definitely moving, and we'll have more information on Tuesday.
Great. And I also want to join the chorus with Supervisor Hahn on
Starship
really
Enterprise at least was all looking out one way.
That's needed in the unincorporated
Right?
areas.
Had that bay.
I think
Everybody looked out one
Supervisor
way.
Barger, who's not here, and myself represent the largest
Sure, you had people behind you.
geographic area, but it doesn't mean that the needs aren't great, and they always have been. And I think even our legislators that represent our areas have created a housing
From
trust.
Matchmaker? What's Matchmaker?
And to incentivize some of our local cities, which isn't enough. But I think there could be more collaboration if you have a high-level position who can actually make budget decisions and change priorities around and impact leadership at your level as well. That will help to elevate those concerns that we get all the time. And they may not be as multiple as the requests that I see, because I represent the city of LA, Skid Row. That's, I mean, ongoing. But I do see a lot of this coming out from East Los Angeles and the San Gabriel Valley, also continuing to see the need to address homelessness even in the watersheds. Whittier Narrows, we still have an encampment that's going on there. I think maybe 20 individuals that come out from the watershed. And I know the host committee's working there too, but it's not enough. There really has to be more done. And as we're getting prepared for the FIFA games and LA 28.
Did she say
that's
FIFA?
the corridor right now that we
FIFA.
should be focusing on. So I hope
FIFA.
CEO will also make that a priority. That we also
That's
do
like the
more than
CY
just have vouchers
CY
available
award
to the
winner.
service providers, but
Not
that
the
we
Cy
really
Young
need to
award
look
winner,
at
but the CY award
seriously
winner.
More interim housing. And I appreciate the ARPA money and things that we were able to utilize to work to set many of these projects up, because they're not all. Well, those were funded
From a
entirely
TV
by
game show?
ARPA, and we helped with that. But now we have other partners, Link
On
and
the dating
others that are
game?
helping us, and we need to incentivize them to come out to the unincorporated areas. And I see a real vacuum there.
Set
and
to
that's
stun?
our opportunity, I think, to focus there, and that will help, I think, relieve some of the concerns
Love
that
connection.
are unincorporated,
Where's
as
Chuck?
well as our surrounding cities that surround the unincorporated areas that also have issues. And really maybe sitting down with them at a higher level, saying, how do we bring our resources? This is what I can bring to the table. This is what you have. How can we navigate that pool of funding to have something impactful that isn't just a one-off? Because I'm tired of hearing that all we're getting is guidance, counseling, referrals. What about real substantive things that can really happen? I think that's what the voters want to see with the measure that was just passed. But that's kind of my editorial.
Could be that, Brian. Who knows? You know?
On that. But we need to do something. And I know, Sarah, you're working with our staffs on that.
I always thought it was
really
FIFA, not FIFA. Never heard it pronounced. I've heard FIFA say it's FIFA. So how is she right?
When we're going to start seeing different districts being created, and you're going to have people that are exclusively maybe 80% or 70% of their district will be unincorporated. And believe me, those people will be here. And I think part of that intention was deliberate, because we know that people want to have services provided equally and fairly. So I know you may not have to respond to that, but I know we're dealing with a lot of issues. And I, too, am concerned about making sure that our providers get their funding when necessary, and having an early warning system in place, either setting something up with our auditor or something that can tell you the flag, the red flags, the yellow flag's up, and now the red flag. So we got to get there before the red flag goes up, before there is crisis, because we've seen that happen too often, and we lose so many valuable staff that may not work for us directly, but for those CBOs, and they're doing their best. So I would just ask you, if you have ideas, please put those in place, and let's see how we can get, our CEO to help, our acting CEO to help out with that. And then Dr. Galley, I know we've had a lot of discussions about the budget and all the impacts that are having, and consolidations. We heard from public health, how they're actually going to be reducing some of their clinics, and no one wants to hear that, and I especially don't want to hear that when it's in unincorporated areas. And I wanted to bring your attention, and I know you're aware of this because your staff's already talking about consolidating the East LA Health Center, which is located on First and Sunnel, and take those individual staff there and moving that service over to the Roybal Comprehensive Center in my district. And I'm concerned about that because I haven't heard anything about a transportation plan for the seniors that has been uplifted by even public health. They're doing that. So is there a plan to do that, and how will your staff go about informing the residents in and around the East LA Health Center, which is over on Sunnel by Obregon Park, which covers part of the city of LA, by the way, right? So can you talk about that, please?
Yes, thank you for that question. As I mentioned before, we're not doing any service cuts at present, but we are looking at a variety of ways where we can more efficiently provide services and really try to do more with less. There's a number of things in hand. One of them is what you mentioned, is really looking at some of the low volume clinics that are located relatively close to some of our larger clinics, and transitioning and consolidating those services into one. East LA is one of those sites that we're looking at. We already have existing transportation services for all DHS patients. Patients can access those services if they have Medicaid coverage through their plan, through either non-emergency medical transportation or emergency medical transportation or non-medical transportation benefits that are available through Medi-Cal. For individuals that are uninsured, we provide that ourselves through our own processes. We have rideshare services, contracts, and other opportunities so that we can ensure that patients can efficiently get to their clinics, as well as connect them with community-based resources. Once we get closer to the actual transition dates,
none of them comb their hair, none of them wear makeup. They're just disgusting white liberal women.
You make sure to go
one worse looking than the next, and not just them. I mean, you see the other one, the black chick with the green glasses. You see this chick, she's not white, but she's gross.
Because there's also
at least she wore a little lipstick and combed her hair.
Health.
I guess you could call that combing hair, but
part of that.
Better than the other ones.
There are a lot of seniors that are attracted to that facility there. They have activities there, and I certainly
I'm just waiting for the public comment. It usually is right
and also
in between
the street
each
at the park. We have a
each
lot
thing
that
they
just
talk
go
about.
there, walk, sit, play dominoes, checkers and what have you, and it's a gathering place historically, but making sure that that information is given to them in their language with actual staff that can speak there,
No
and sign
conditioner?
them up so they have an ability to understand that there's transportation services and there shouldn't be any interruption in their service.
Yes, absolutely. And those senior
Yeah, dried and damaged hair.
meeting points and services are still going to be available. Those are unchanged with the
The
current plan.
unfuckables.
But the clinical care services, and we'll ensure that people understand the distinction.
Then they
and-
wonder why
and
they're
to
alone,
the
why
extent they're
men are
impacted or not, make sure we
invisible to
answer any
men.
questions and do so in all the threshold languages.
Well,
And
just
are there
look at
any
you.
other clinics that
We
we've
didn't have to hear
established?
you.
I
As soon
know
as we
when I
heard
was
you, it was
representing,
completely
the
over.
Southeast area,
For the
we
rest
had
of your
Bell.
life, it's over.
We had a Bell site. We
But just
established
staring
a
at you across the
DHS
way.
clinic. Is that also going to be reduced?
Something's
We have
got to
no
pull us
plans to
in.
make reductions at Bell.
Nothing's pulling us in.
That's good news for you, Supervisor Hahn, but not for us in East LA. But so those are important, I think,
She's just
elements
babbling, Pika.
because we deliberately went out there because there was gap. There was a big gap. And there is still a big gap in East Los Angeles, and I really
And
want
I'm sure
people
they
to
all
understand
think
that
they're
we
8s and
really have
9s,
to
all of them.
understand how
Ask them
important
what they think
that
they are.
community is.
They're all
It was
8s and
a
9s.
well-established
Meanwhile,
unit
they're
that
all
long
2s.
Before me, Supervisor Molina was just dead set on making sure that there were services provided. And I get concerned when I hear that even at the Comprehensive Center, there at the Civic Center, that even Saturdays, office visits will
35.
be reduced. Is that correct?
None of these
At which
chicks
site?
are that young.
At the East
None
LA
that you've
Comprehensive
seen
Center,
on this
Roybal.
camera today are
I'm not
35
aware of
fucking
that.
years
I'll have
old.
to check with my team on that and happy to get back to you.
None.
I will say
She
more
is not
broadly that
35.
any efforts
She was
around the
35
consolidations
15
and to
years
run the
ago.
Services in a more efficient way really is meant to preserve the services for
Maybe.
the patients within the community and ensure that those communities can have
35.
continued access over time. When we're spending more money ultimately than we need to provide a set of services, that hurts our overall sustainability of those services. So this is part of a broader plan
They're
to really
Karens,
safeguard
no
the
cougars.
services for the
I see
community.
0 cougars in
And
there.
then you mentioned the waiver.
Not even gilfs
1115
that I want
waiver.
to
We're
bang
already
out.
with that
None.
in this administration.
None.
What are your
The waiver expires at the
None.
end of December. The state has put forward a plan with an intention to seek approval from the Trump administration for approval and renewal of the
50 or
1115
better,
waiver.
Betty?
We have several
Looks
core
like she's
components
60.
of that waiver, including what is
She don't
commonly
look
known
60,
as the
but she
CalAIM
definitely looks
community supports and
52 or
ECM
4.
services, as well as our global payment program and other services. We are providing comments, finalizing those now.
She got the
to
bags coming
state
in.
on their waiver proposal, and then there will be a series of negotiations that is led by the state, and our team works closely with them.
How many
what's
of them
your
are failed
gut feeling
actresses?
about all that at this point?
Probably
I
none.
think
I
waiver
don't know.
negotiations are always challenging. They're challenging even in the best of times. And I
Maybe
think
they were
we're
in
not
drama class, failed
necessarily
in
the
drama
best of times,
class.
but we're going to do our best to really communicate to, as the state knows, and I think our federal partners know too, really how the waiver helps support efficient, effective ways of accessing care within the community, how it overall maintains budget neutrality, exists within the budget neutrality rules that are required for the waiver, and allows
Washboard
patients to
forehead.
access care in a way that really makes sense for them and avoids overuse of the ED, avoids more costly mechanisms of accessing care that in the long run really risks pushing up healthcare costs.
bad weed will do.
And if we can help people
Think she
explain how those
smokes weed?
waiver
No.
flexibilities help support cost-efficient care, we're hopeful that we
I
can
noticed
make
she
progress.
hasn't got a ring on.
And I know that you and I sit on LA Care. I'm hoping that we can join our efforts together and really make a push to the congressional LA delegation.
Her face
It's one
isn't
of the
proportional.
largest. And that should be happening now, so I would hope Lair is gearing up for that. I know we have a visit that's planned, but this should happen even beforehand. to
Uh-oh,
set
here we
the
go. Why is
stage,
everybody...
because I
what's going
think
on
everyone else is worried about everything else, but this one, I think, it'll be another layer on top of HR 1, no doubt. So, I mean, the sooner we
Not
get
a Botox
to those
user?
discussions, I think the better off we are. So, okay, thank you.
Thank
you both very much. Thank you, members. We're 6
that it?
minutes and 45 seconds ahead. Okay, so we're going to transition. We'll take 2 minutes for this last panel, if that's okay. If people want to take a little bit.
Damn it. Are we ever going to get public comment? Fuck. Did this dude's tangerine or peach suit. Whoa. Look at homeboy's peach suit right here. Bro, why are you bailing the peach suit? Oh, boy. We'll give it a sec. We'll see. If not, I'm done. Yeah, they're ahead of schedule. They get out of here on a Friday. You're ahead because you don't let your constituents talk. Not that we really give a fuck, but we do like to laugh at them. You know, because they're just so simple. They really are. They're just such simple people. They don't ever get it or grasp it. And they really have all the faith in you idiots. But they said I was going to get more crumbs today, Damon. You're lying. I'm going to go get my crumbs. All right. Let's see if your crumbs are enough. That salmon pink. Is that what it is? It's salmon pink and not peach. I'm off. This is the county versus the city. Now, Daniel turned me on to these guys. Now, normally how they run it is God damn it. Something in my eye. Normally how they do it is they talk about something and then they go right into a public comment and then they go into the next item and then public comment again. So you get several like comment periods for the public. Which is cool, you know, at least. But we need to get Mr. Herman, and I mean, at this point, we might as well just go back and watch 3-year-old fucking incredibly crazy Spindler, Herman, Donald Harlan, 3-year-old LA City Council meetings. You'll be way crazy you'd be amazed on how crazy it used to be. With the public comment on the phone, the public comment there. Then you had 5 or 6 people that were going off on them every single fucking meeting. Yeah, it's really changed, man. They've changed. They've done their best. I'll give them that. All the things they've done to silence the public and to cut the meetings down has worked. They've done it because there's been no pushback. They took away public comment on the telephones, the telephonic comment. No pushback, right? Nobody's changed anything. Same within there. Taking away the comment here or there. Nothing. Oh, no public comment, nothing to talk about today? Oh, well. I'm going to come over here for 23 minutes, pretend like I care, and then I'm out. And that's what's happening, you know? And I guarantee you it took them longer than 23 minutes to get to Van Nuys and get in that courtroom right there, or that little hall, wherever they're at, Van Nuys City Hall. Down for the old meetings. Yeah, we'll do it. I mean, like I said, I need to go through some of them anyways, and find some of the good old Donald Harlan stuff to record and all that. So, Eamon, you forgot you peel shrimp. I don't know what that means. And I think peel is P-E-E. P-E-E-L. Not like that. I think that's peel as in the outside. Like a banana peel. I don't know. Found hidden. Oh, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Find the hidden drops. Exactly, Jack. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Yes, Levion, how are you? Happy Friday. Yes, we'll be on later tonight. Sorry, Sam. Yes, we'll be on tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Mm-hmm. Can you explain full picture when it comes out to cards? I don't understand what you're saying, JS. Can you explain full picture when it comes out to cards? I don't understand what you're asking. Sorry. Sorry, JS. All right, these ding-dongs are coming back here. Why is this one a little ahead of that one? I don't know why. Okay, let's see here.
And Oscar Valdez, the auditor.
Bro, look at this guy's hair.
For the departmental speakers,
I think
please
it's time
state
to
your
just
name
shave it,
and
bro.
title for the record when you address
Time
the
to go
board.
bald, buddy.
Thank you. And we'll now hear from our assessor, Jeffrey Prank. And keep in mind, each of our presentations are
When mine gets
limited
that bad,
to
I'm
5
cutting
minutes.
it all off.
So we'll start with that. And thank you for being here. So let's start with you, Jeff. Thank you.
Good morning.
I don't know what you're talking about,
board.
Tony.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I'm Jeff Prang, Los Angeles County Assessor. Today, I'm here to present our budget and share how the Assessor's Office supports the county's
it takes a
long-term
lot of time to
financial
find
health.
the shit.
Our mission is straightforward: to produce an accurate and timely assessment roll.
I'm
and
trying to
provide
sell
clear,
cars.
reliable
He
service
says
to the
only
public.
full pictures.
While that work may seem
Of course,
technical
people
and
want to see a
mundane,
full
its
picture of a car,
impact is
JS. Why
very
would they
real.
want to see half
The
of it?
assessment roll is the foundation of the county
You want to see
county's
one
revenue,
front
and its
picture, one
accuracy
back
and
picture
completeness
of
directly
each car,
affects the
front
public
and back.
services that our residents count on every day. Our responsibilities are set by the Constitution and by statute, but the work
Establish a
itself is
taxable
hands-on
value for all
and
properties
practical.
subject to
Our staff
property
locate taxable
taxation.
property, determine fair values, apply exemptions, and ensure that changes in ownership and new construction are properly recorded. When this work is done accurately and on time, it protects the tax roll, promotes transparency, and builds public trust in county government. Today's presentation will show you how our budget supports that responsibility. It reflects how we balance our mandated duties with revenue-generating work, respond to growing challenges such as wildfires and staff turnover,
It's a
and
set
make
from
thoughtful
Star Trek.
investments in our
Somebody
workforce
else
and
is like,
technology.
it's the Enterprise.
With that overview, let me walk you through our current budget, how resources are allocated, and priorities guiding our request for the coming year.
What's up, Ian?
Before diving into those details, I did want to first update you on
Good
the
to see you,
status
buddy.
of the
Happy
current
Friday.
assessment roll. Our
It is,
February
Jockey.
forecast projects a 3.9% increase in property values countywide,
Thieves are
closely
gonna
mirroring
thieve.
last year's 4%. That growth translates into
Notice it doesn't say anything about cutting taxes.
additional assessed value.
Notice that?
And potentially will generate up to $229 million in additional property tax.
Just more money,
revenue
more
to the
money
county.
that we can get and
Breaking that down,
spend.
$50 billion in property
We can give it
transfers
to the,
resulting from
what is it, the
combined work of
Trans
our
Latino
appraisers and ownership
Coalition?
technicians,
That's $4 million we
$8.5
need.
million in new construction value produced by our appraisal staff, $4 billion in personal property growth supported in part
What's up,
by our
Christian?
new aircraft
How
discovery
are ya?
software technology and enhanced compliance efforts. This forecast also highlights the ongoing tension between roll production, which is the addition of new value, and roll maintenance, which is defending and preserving the integrity of the base roll. Looking at slide 2, I want to
Yeah, to
take a moment
watermark
set
the
stage with
pictures is a
brief
good thing,
overview of our
too.
current budget. The assessor's office operates with a relatively
Takes
modest
more
budget,
time,
but
of course.
particularly compared with the amount of revenue that it helps generate for the county and the 88 cities and many school districts through our property assessments. Our fiscal year 2025-26 adopted budget reflects a careful balance between meeting our
I love when it
required
says
duties and making
federal
targeted
assistance.
investments that allow us to keep the assessment roll accurate, timely, and trusted by the public. The additional
There's a
resources
zero there.
shown here support specialized work
Nothing.
and help ensure continuity during periods
Hopefully it
of
stays
increased
that way. Look at
workload
the
or
state
disruption.
assessment.
What's important to emphasize
Or
is this is not
assistance,
a
rather.
static overhead budget. It is operational and mission-driven. Every dollar
Goose
supports
eggs, baby.
work that either maintains the legally required assessment roll or contributes directly to revenue-generating activities such as enrolling new construction,
We don't want none of
processing
your
changes
money.
of ownership, and
Won't
resolving
give you
complex assessments. This overview also reflects the reality that our costs are influenced by external pressures such as the recent wildfires, legislative changes, and market activity that increase workload without reducing deadlines or lowering accuracy standards. Slide 2 sets the
They do,
context for what
pecan.
follows, how
You
we
better
allocate
get
these
some more
resources,
pecans
how we
going
manage risk,
so they can
and
have
how
that money.
strategic
They need your
investments enable
sis
our
cash.
office to deliver a strong return to the county while continuing to meet our mandatory obligations to the public. Slide 3 tells a simple but important story about where our resources go and why. About 3/4 of our budget, 76%, is spent on reviewing and maintaining property assessments. This work is required by law, and it is how the county's property tax revenue is generated. When we have the resources to do this work well and completely, we can keep property values current, capture new growth, and make sure that new revenue is properly added to the tax roll in the year that it is created. Last year, a significant portion of our budget was dedicated to responding to the
Indigenous donor?
wildfires. That work was essential not only for the property owners who were affected, but also for the county's financial stability. Disaster assessments are complex, time-sensitive, and
XD.
labor-intensive, and they must be done quickly and accurately to ensure tax relief is applied correctly while also protecting the overall tax roll. This slide also reflects the value of our recent investments in technology, especially the recent Assessor's Modernization Project. Because of these upgrades, we were able to continue our core assessment work during periods that otherwise would have caused delays or required extensive manual processing. In practical terms, this reduced risk, kept operations moving, and helped prevent revenue loss. This was particularly important during last year's fires. Put simply, the more capacity we have to identify property, record ownership changes,
Spana Chase, I
and
wish
enroll new
I was there. I wanna
construction,
watch.
the better financial
Not done
outcome
with this
is
shit.
for the county. The slide.
Yeah, because these motherfuckers aren't getting to the public comment. They're just filibustering and blabbing and baloneying. And again, we all know the public comment is where the good stuff is. I figured we'd get in here and hopefully we'd get some public comment, but apparently we're not. I mean, the sheriff is there. They're waiting patiently to make sure none of the public attacks them. It is what it is, man. I mean, it's just time to pull the ripcord.
Oh, we'll come back to you. Because let's go on to the next. Okay. Yeah. You can answer it through a question.
3. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, supervisors and members of the public.
Elizabeth.
Oh my God! Look at this next one.
Ginsburg, Treasurer and Tax
Not a
Collector
drop
and
of
Public
makeup.
Administrator for the County of
Didn't
Los
comb her
Angeles.
hair.
I want to thank you
And
for
all
the
these people
opportunity to present our
represent
budget
us.
request to you today.
They
The
represent our
Treasurer and
county,
Tax Collector plays a vital role
like the
in
4th largest
safeguarding
county in the
county's
entire
financial
country.
integrity. As
Something like that.
required by law, we bill,
Market
collect,
Zero, thank you for the
invest,
34
borrow,
months.
safeguard and disperse funds
Let's
and
go.
properties on behalf of the county and other governmental agencies. Next slide, please.
You notice they all look the
This
same?
slide provides an overview.
I bet you they
of
all
our
have
current
periods
budget.
at the same
Our
time
total
too. They
appropriation
ovulate together.
Is $99.5 million,
I bet.
of which
They
$69.3
sync up.
million supports employee salaries and benefits for
Like when
466
aliens and all the little
positions
things started
carry out the
hatching all at the
department's
same
essential
time.
operations.
Same thing.
$28.3 million funds services and supplies necessary to operate our programs, including technology, contracts, and operational support. In terms of funding sources, $64 million comes from fees and charges to recover some of our costs for services we provide. The remaining $35.5
Well, remember,
million
Prude,
represents net county
the
costs.
highest number of the divorce rate, that's the highest
TTC's budget
amount,
is organized across key
are lesbian
programming
ladies.
areas. 38% of our budget supports tax collection
No
program,
one
which
gets
bills and collects
married and
property
divorced
taxes.
more than
18%
lesbian
supports
ladies.
The Treasury Management
Nobody. Not
program,
gay
which
men.
manages the county's
Not gay
$68 billion
men.
in treasury
Gay men stay
investments and
together
provides
more
cash
than
management,
gay women.
banking and borrowing services on
You need
behalf
to
of
know
the
that.
county.
Go look at the stats.
15% supports the state's
Statistical
administration
fact.
services. Next slide, please. This year's
So they can't even
budget
stand
requests
each other.
align with our key programs of tax collection.
I mean, they
and
can for a
treasury
little bit.
management. Each
But it's
year,
only so long
TTC
before
bills
they
and
gotta
collects
pull the
property
ripcord.
taxes for approximately 2.4 million parcels and 300,000 personal property assessments. Which
I mean, you
amounts
can only
to
look at that
approximately
so much waking up
$28.7
every day.
billion
You can't wake up every day and look over and see that
Auditor
every
Controller
day.
distributes to more than
Hear that
600
mouth
taxing
every day for
agencies,
30
including the
years.
county,
Guy or
cities,
girl,
schools,
you
and school
can't do it.
districts. TTC is legally required to hold auctions for properties with taxes that have gone unpaid for several years, recovering approximately $17.5 million in property taxes annually. We focus on helping owners avoid these sales through education, outreach, and payment options. As a result, about half of the properties are brought current before auction, allowing
And
property
domestic
owners
violence
to
is
preserve
highest
their
among them. Yeah,
generational
see, there you
wealth
go.
and restoring revenue to the county.
Very aggressive and
TTC
angry.
also
Can't keep their
serves
hands
as
to
the county's
themselves.
collection agency, managing approximately
Always
40,000
angry,
delinquent
perpetually
accounts annually for
angry,
county departments.
filled with piss
Next
and
slide,
vinegar.
please. I will start by addressing our key budget requests, beginning with our top priority. The county's 45-year-old property tax system poses significant risk, including potential system failure. To address this, we plan to replace it with a modern integrated property tax
It's the
system.
white man's fault.
E-tax will automate processes, improve efficiency, and
Oh, for
enhance
sure, soldier.
cybersecurity, and
I
help
see you
provide
guys
better
going through.
public
You can't even get the
service
snow
for
plows
the county and the residents
over
now
there
and
in.
the future. Our
Where
budget
was it? I
request
was
of
just seeing it.
$33.6 million is to fund the second year of e-tax implementation, covering
Pac,
contract
thank you so much,
costs and
Pac.
7 positions needed for the implementation work.
Good
On
morning,
March
buddy.
3rd, we will bring to your board a recommendation to award the e-tax contract for the
I
replacement
did
of our
see the
property tax
video of
system
it.
that the
I
treasurer
didn't
and
get
tax
the
collector
alert.
and auditor controller
So,
share,
after it was
and
over.
approval to fund the first year implementation cost. Our request for tax defaulted auctions of $1.3 million is to continue holding multiple auctions annually. Without funding, TTC would reduce the number of properties brought to auction each year, and this would increase our risk of noncompliance with state law and will delay the distribution of property tax revenue. Our request for $466,000 for the maintenance of the collections and accounts receivable system is essential to our role in debt collection, allowing us to collect, track, and distribute funds owed to the county departments.
How many Subarus in the
collect
parking lot?
approximately
Lots.
$14 million for departments annually. Our request for the cannabis business tax program of
Ooh.
$747,000 includes 3 positions to manage tax administration, collection, and accounting activities, as well as costs for the cannabis tax system to support these functions. Next slide, please.
Cost more for the
I want to
weed.
briefly address our challenges and mitigation strategies. Replacing the county's property tax system requires significant effort and a necessary investment at this time.
45-year-old
Without proper funding
system,
and staffing,
huh?
risks like system
Modern
failures,
integration.
inefficiencies, and service disruptions will increase and threaten a critical revenue source for the county and several taxing agencies. With
I can fix it all for you. Stop taxing people because you're fucking stealing from them. Because all you're going to do is give it to your stupid fucking whatever group today that needs the money, whatever begging Democrat group needs the money. Let's be honest. That's all you're going to do. You're going to steal from me to give to these moron idiots. I'm going to call them moron idiots. They're going to be back in LA City or county begging for more change as they are because they can't do anything for themselves because they're not bright enough. They're just dumb fucks. Let's just be real with it. Let's be honest and real. Your voter base are all fucking stupid. That's what they are. And if they're not and they're wealthy people, the only reason they're voting for you is because they love the slave labor. It's one of the two. And most of them aren't the wealthy ones. Very, very minuscule amount of wealthy ones. Okay? Very minimal amount. But they love that Democrat labor. They love that cheap labor.
Ledgers and board-approved budgets, as well as preparing financial reports to major stakeholders and investors, and ensuring that all financial activities are approved, accounted for, and transparent. Mitigating risk by conducting comprehensive internal audits, monitoring social service contracts, and performing thorough fraud investigations to enhance compliance with regulatory guidelines and to safeguard the county's financial resource. This approach strengthens the effective and efficient use of taxpayer funds and improves the delivery of safety net services to county residents. Also, serving as an independent advocate for youth in the county's dependency systems through in-person outreach
you already
and
missed it,
reporting by our
Todd.
Office of
They were
Ombuds for
already
youth and
here.
short-term
There was a
residential
quick
therapeutic
23 minutes
programs.
of bullshit. Only
Also,
Stacy
managing
was
and maintaining
in
the
there.
county's complex enterprise systems,
Oh, and her
financial,
husband, too.
payroll, human resources, and property tax administration to ensure continuity of operations and compliance with our mandated responsibilities. Through our shared services division, we provide standardized accounting services to 21 county departments. Finally, we're executing our mandated property tax functions with precision and compliance, working in collaboration with the Assessor and Treasurer Tax Collector's Office to ensure accurate and timely distribution of property tax revenue to approximately 600 taxing jurisdictions. Next slide. As highlighted on the slide, our
This week, LA City Council President Marquise Harris Dawson announced plans to crack down on vile slurs during public comment at council meetings.
Westside Current reporter John Regardi broke that story, actually. And today, Regardi spoke with our own Sandra Mitchell. Take a look.
John, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah, for anybody who's been at an LA City Council meeting, you know that things can get disruptive very quickly. So you've had some conversations with the council president, Harris Dawson. Why does he think it's important to make this change, and why now?
Well, Marquise Harris Dawson is really trying to make a more habitable, more civic environment.
Why
As
don't you suck
referenced,
his
yes,
dick
it can
already?
Be pretty dodgy in there.
Why don't you get on his knees and suck his
vile
black dick?
words that you could come up with, along with F-bomb, some other language. So what he's going to try to do is really introduce this motion that will restrict the use of this language. Essentially, the council president would have the authority, if these words were uttered, to warn someone once. If they try it a second time, their time would be terminated. They would not be allowed to speak anymore.
All right, we hear so much about free speech, but for somebody who has not been at an LA City Council meeting, not experienced this, not seen the video of what goes on, how would you describe that scene, and how has it been changing over the past few years?
Sandra, it's really disconcerting. I went back and watched some of the tape in preparation
really
for this story for the Westside Current. You do not feel good about the city of Los Angeles when you see this happening in the center of our government, which should be our civic structure. There are repeated curse words. You
notice he's so scared of the curse words because it offends his soft little white ears, But he doesn't care about how the city is going down the hill every day. More homeless people, more crime, more decay. None of that matters. It just matters that people say bad words and it hurts my soft little Democrat ears.
Or again, vile words directed at African American council members, at female council members. You'll hear terms directed at people of Jewish or Latino descent. Many expletives.
So
will
maybe
fly.
everybody gets it. Maybe everybody just got it.
It was said to me by many people that, a teacher would not want to bring their class of young students down to observe democracy because of what they would hear.
There is no democracy here, you
All right,
fucking
so this
liar.
is a very narrow
It's communism,
focus.
not democracy.
We're talking about two
You
specific
knee-bending
words, which we are not
piece
going
of
to
shit.
mention. But why does the council president, why is he focused on these two words, and what do you think the road ahead looks like?
That's a great question, Sandra.
That's a
and it's
fantastic
really strategic. When
question.
you're speaking for this West Side Current article, he was very specific in pointing out that this is going to be what he considers a beginning. I said, do you consider this baby steps? He
A
said,
beginning of
absolutely. Said
full
it again.
communism.
Absolutely. They are starting with this because they are trying to be sure that they are
Curb how
within
you
legal
talk
boundaries. The reason
or
Los
speak.
Angeles is in this situation is they've lost cases in the past. There have had to be payouts. So
hopefully there
they've
will
been
be more
working, the council
payouts.
president with the city attorney,
Hopefully
with other people in the
Herman
legal
becomes
sector
a millionaire.
on what they think very specifically affects not so much free speech, but governance, the ability to conduct a meeting. And they believe that focusing specifically on these two words allows them to withstand legal muster. And if things proceed as they hoped, it will be the beginning of perhaps expanding to some other word, another language.
In other words, yes. Because we're not stupid like you dumb Democrat fuck. I understand that your gay little, soft little ears can't hear bad words. I understand it hurts you when you see words. Words of power. I get it. It hurts your feelings a lot. I understand. And because you're a white liberal, you're just going to tell us all how it's going to be and what's best for the people in Venezuela and what's best for the people in Iran and Iraq. And, hey, I know best what goes on in Gaza. I've never been to Gaza, but I know all about Gaza. White liberals make me fucking sick. This dude should just get on his knees with that disgusting fucking mole on his face and just push it back and forth on Marquise's black dick. That's what you should do, buddy. Because that's basically what you're doing anyways. You might as well suck his dick. So funny how these Democrat liberals always got to tell you how it is going to be and what's best for you and what shot to take, and if you didn't take a shot you were a fucking super spreader. It's funny how these white liberals know everything. They know it's best for every motherfucking person in every motherfucking situation. If you're black or Latino, don't worry about it. You don't got to explain your plight. They understand it better than you do. They're going to tell you what you need and how you need it. So don't worry about it. We got them to explain it. And remember, guys, you don't need Google or DuckDuckGo or anything. All you need is a white liberal. Just put her in the closet or him in the closet. And whenever you need to know anything about anything in life, you just walk over to the closet, ask them, open it up, ask them, and close the closet. You'll know everything in life thanks to the white liberal. It's a strange animal. It's got so much brights, so much smarts, but yet it never became a Rhodes Scholar or a Mensa member. Never had a business that it ran that did well, employed other folks. That never happened either. It's really weird. It really is weird how they know so much, but yet they can't show you one thing that they've accomplished that's positive. And especially positive for other folks, too. Like put other people to work so they can put food on their table for their family. That don't happen either, man. It's weird like that. It's just weird. Just weird. And again, I'm still waiting for anybody to show me anything that DEI has ever done in any state, city, country, business, sports team, anything that's worked. Anything that's worked because of DEI. And again, I'm going to keep calling it all out every motherfucking day till the fucking day I die, until people start getting hired on based on merit. I don't give a fuck about your skin color or how much dick you suck. I don't care. I don't. I really don't. But you gotta be the best person for the job. If they throw you in there just because of it and then you're telling me all about it, oh yeah, I'm gonna call you out on it. It ain't gonna stop. Not going to stop. It's not gonna. So yeah. That's just it. Can't fix one thing, Marcus. Not fucking one. Not one. I'm just looking for one fucking thing that they've done right. Just one. I can't find anything. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Tons. Thank you so much, Tons. You have been on fire. Thank you so much, Tons. Hopefully you join us tonight, buddy. Hopefully you join us tonight. You moved Tuesday. Well, I was sick last Tuesday, so I went on and did Wednesday. So I did that. Jesus Christ, hold on a second. 7 days ago. Are they really putting up videos from 1999 7 days ago? Almost tempted to just hop in here and see how bad it is. Hold on, let's... what is this? When is this from? 99. They couldn't be that far back. Like they... Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. This is... Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't want the music. Look at this. This is their original startup. From 1999. You can see how bad. This shit's in like 120p. Can barely read the seal of the city. It's so bad. Look at bro. I feel like I'm like it's making my eyes feel weird trying to read this right now. It makes me feel like I'm drunk. Bro, that's so bad. But I get it. It's 1999. I get it. Bro, look at this shit. Is that like Mayor Ed Koch? Hold on, I'm just trying to see how bad 1999 was for this shit. See, they haven't changed much. The same ones in 99. Here we go. 2020, 2026. You can put her right now in that room today with this chick right here. You could put her right in that room and she'd be right in place. Right in place. She'd be right in place.
Going to be okay. That's not complying with the conditions that you originally approved. That agreement is not sufficient in our opinion. And we believe that you will be in violation, again, of the California Subdivision Map Act.
Okay,
I would hope that you would not request another lawsuit. I can't believe that you would be considering this when you were just served with this lawsuit.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Roy Van Dyke, it's better for you.
Bro, this is Van Nuys, I think.
Give us your name.
This is where they were today.
Your name, please?
My name's Tom Francis. Good morning,
Tom
council members.
smoked a joint outside. I'm convinced.
I'm here today representing the Bayona Wetlands Land Trust.
He's definitely smoking weed in the wetlands.
It's 700 members. I just want to let you know that according to the California Subdivision Map Act, this is not a ministerial action because many of the conditions had not been met because the Bayona Wetlands Land Trust and Wetlands Action Network won a federal lawsuit based on the National Environmental Policy Act. This lawsuit blocks the developers from meeting several track map conditions, including stormwater management and habitat restoration, among many other things.
I think it's the same DEI sound guy.
I strongly urge the council to stop this project from moving one more inch.
Hey, he's gotten better. Less bad.
I think it's really important.
He's bald today.
That this council make sure that this development is in compliance with federal and state environmental laws, many of which it is not in compliance with at present.
What's going on with his front teeth?
To move forward.
See how like some dip right there? Or is this lip all fucked up?
Of other people want to be heard.
Okay.
Marcia.
Thank you.
Hanscon, thank you.
Bro, this is so bad. This is so
Good morning,
bad.
City
And
Council.
they just put this up.
My name is Roy
7
Van
days
de
ago.
Hook.
They had this
I'm
in
a
their
constituent
archive.
I apologize.
Okay. Apology accepted. A lot of people mispronounce my name. My comments are actually directly to Hal Burnson, well, to all the city councilmen, but to Hal Burnson because I'm a constituent in his district. And he's a champion of nature. Last Sunday's Daily News has an article in it, Access to Nature. Chatsworth Reservoir's future, an open issue. Here's what Hal Burnson said. I'm literally willing to fight to the death. They'll have to develop it over my dead body, said Los Angeles City Councilman Hal Burnson.
All right, I can't. The E is killing me. I can't hear the E. This shit is terrible. Oh man, it's crazy to see how far they've come though. Whoa. This shit's in fucking mono. I know you heard how you could only hear the music from your left ear if you're listening in fucking headphones right now. Bro, why can't their guy get anything right? Why is he playing it like that? It's hysterical, bro. That shit is hilarious. Oh my god, bro. You see what I mean, bro? This chick is from 03. You're telling me you could have... You wonder why the city has been terrible. It's just nothing but the same people over and over. Over and over. You wonder why my city's so fucked up. Same folks over and over. You know, you used to hear, oh, well, they only got the job because he's a white man. The white man's always getting it. Well, here we go. For years, same folks have been getting it in here. I don't want to hear it. 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 Yeah, no, I was just looking through some of these older ones, Mark, just to see if there was anything, you know. And they're just so far back, some of these ones. So and this is what I mean. It takes so much time going through this shit, wading through all the garbage to find some good stuff. A perpetual shit show? Yes, absolutely. Non-stop since its inception. And the crazy part is they really believe they're doing like good things and shit. That's why they pat themselves on the back all the time, you know? They feel as though that they're on top of it. But meanwhile, they're you know, no matter what you or I or anybody says, you can see by how the city's run. It's all in the toilet. City looks like shit. It's out of money. Now they're busy trying to raise at least on the county side, raise your property taxes, which are already, by the way, the highest in the nation, to just get more money to steal from you, to spend it on some dumb opera in some other country or whatever. And then that'll go down and you'll need to pay more money. And then the Trans-Latino Coalition needs $4 million, and every other beggar of theirs has their hand out. And it's funny how none of their voter base can ever seem to do anything on their fucking own. They love each other so much. There's so much inclusion and equity and diversification amongst them, but yet none of them can seem to get themselves together, each put a buck into a fucking hat and get it all going for themselves. They can't ever seem to do that. Not here in the city council, not in real life, not in their own family house settings. Why is that? Why is that? Why are you incapable of taking care of yourselves, and then you have the audacity to ask a cis motherfucker like me for my cis money? Well, let me tell you something, sisters and brothers. You gonna get my cis money. You gonna get this fucking mouth too, with every dollar that comes out. Every dollar of my cis money that I'm paying out, you getting a lick on every one of them. Okay? You gonna fucking hear it. I'm gonna be behind you giving it to you the whole goddamn time. In your motherfucking ear. Yeah, that's my cis dollar you're spending. That's mine. You're motherfucking welcome. Let's do this for a second. This one looks possibly interesting. And then if this isn't, I'm out. Oh, man, I haven't seen him either. All right, so he's there. Remember the guy with the big dildo? Forget his name. I know he's a Jewish guy. Remember Nuri Martinez? She got in trouble for all the racist shit she said on the tapes, and she gave up. She was like, "I'm out of here." Mike Greenspan, that's his name. Mike Greenspan. Couldn't remember his name.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call multiple card speakers. Armando Herman, are you here?
Armando Herman.
Armando Herman
please.
Is not in the audience.
Dang it! Why couldn't we get Armando?
Mike Greenspan, are you here?
This is from 2019. Just so you know, this is 2019. This is quite a few years back. This is before
Mike,
we were on it.
I need to remind you, you are speaking on item 6 through 15, item 28 and 32.
Fuck, why couldn't Herman be in there?
Comment.
I've only got 2 minutes.
I understand that, but you're going to get an extra minute as soon as you're done with all the items that you filled out cards for.
Don't I get to speak for 3 minutes? Yeah, okay.
2 for the items and 1 for the general.
But you've got to work on, do you remember the items you filled out a card for?
Oh, yes.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Very one. Go ahead.
Right.
It's 2 minutes for your general items that you're speaking on, and 1 minute for your general public comment.
Yes.
I thought we were speaking for 3. That's.
They're always trying to take a minute from you. That's how they do it, Mike. You should have brought the giant fat dildo and told them L.A. sucks a fat one, just like this
minute?
one.
Okay.
It's back. We're having problems
All
with
right.
the clock.
Thank you.
We're having
Just a
problems with the
misunderstanding,
clock.
and hopefully we can put that behind
with
us.
the clock.
Mike Greenspan, a Bruin butt-kicking Florida Gator, and back at the council. It's good to be back. I know we don't always agree on things, but that's just life. Now,
she
I
hasn't
used to always
got her
call
job
them
yet.
The street
Oz.
lightings. As we're talking about items 6 through 15, I used to always call in your broken street lights. I'm just grateful that the ones I called in happened to be on wooden posts, because those are easy to replace. If they were the metal post, those take a long time. But I haven't called in years. I mean, years. I just have not called in. I mean, because these street lights are great. What can I say? You actually do something right with some good street lights. It's taken years.
How quickly it's changed in 7 years.
The city limits always meant, when growing up in Florida, you had street lights once you hit the city limits. And when you got into the county, you were in the dark, literally. But I did the street lights really are one of your best things
I
that
don't
you
know,
do.
Matt. I haven't seen
can
them.
actually say that, although we pay for them. Now, the rewards. Here we go again. Items 28 and 32. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should compliment you guys on the city council for some wonderful LSD, because you're seeing stuff that I'm not seeing. You're seeing these rewards getting paid out. I haven't seen them, but then I'm not tripping on LSD and hallucinating. So I have to compliment you as a Gator. You guys have some great LSD out here, better than the stuff that I would see on Dragnet, because in reality, these things haven't been paid. Some of this stuff goes back to a year. After all, if it was so great, why wasn't it already paid?
No, Ronaldo, he wasn't here.
No, I'm not going to do the John Walsh, rest in peace, snitches get stitches. I mean, that one's just a no-brainer. You know, how would I describe a no-brainer for our city attorney? Reverend Jimmy Swagger cheats on his wife in the missionary position. That's a no-brainer for you. But
I did,
as far
Scooter.
as these rewards, yeah, they did a great job on that rogue cop, didn't they? They really paid that one out. Yes, you guys do a wonderful job. And tell you what, I'll take my general public comment.
Great, because I was going to say you got to get back on items. So let's go give him his 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Mike Greenspan, a Bruin butt-kicking Florida Gator. Case number 18, STCBO 1722, Mayra Alvarez versus City of LA and Jose Huizar in front of Judge Richard E. Rico. Another wrongful termination suit. After all, Ms. Alvarez is a, how would I say, an NPO, no put out. And the other woman,
She not putting out.
Medina, case number 18 STCBO 3011.
She not putting
being
out.
heard in the court of Ruth Ann Kwan. And, of course, the usual suspects, the City of LA and Jose Huizar, being sued for wrongful termination, i.e., Ms. Medina, an NPO, no put out. Well, great job, Mr. Huizar. Can't you go home to your wife and get some strange?
He's in jail, by the way, Mr. Weezar. I believe, if Daniel's watching, he can verify, but I believe Weezar went to jail. He's literally in federal prison. She
Thank you very
gave
much,
her
Madam
job
President. I'd like to ask that pursuant to Rule 51, that we reconsider the council's
Oh, look
last
at him.
vote on
He's
the
gone.
report by the Budget and
He
Finance
became the
Committee
president,
relative
now
to
he's
Mayor's
gone.
Proposed 2019-2020 budget for the City of Los Angeles, including related motions and resolutions. A vote which was taken up on May 23rd, 2019, item number 1 on the agenda, Council File 19-0600.
Very well, Mr. City Attorney.
Thank you, Madam President. We should vote on reconsideration.
Okay, let's go ahead and open
He's
the roll.
still here with that mole.
Close the row and tabulate the votes.
12 ayes.
Okay, that item's before us. To the
And
podium.
Madam President, if there's any additional public comment, this would be the
Yeah,
appropriate
good
time
old
to take
Krikorian.
that up if there's any public comment on the
Item,
budget.
public comment on item 17. I see none.
There are cards on that item, ma'am.
There are cards. I see none. I'm just going to go right past it. You're going to have to hear it, ma'am.
You want to come on up?
Please, Mr. Herman, show the fuck up. Please, I need to have you right here, right now.
It looks like you've filled out cards for multiple items. So since you're up here, why don't you come on up? You're going to speak on item 17, which you signed up for. Item 26.
Telling him
through
how it's gonna
28,
be.
Item 32 and 33 in your general public comment.
She seems like a bitch.
Go ahead.
Telling him how it's going to be.
Right. It's Eric Previn from
Eric
City.
Previn, rest in
Thank you.
peace to Eric.
I take note that item 17 was the
Thank you, Ronald.
proposed changes to the budget that I saw voted on May 23rd, so I understand we're reconsidering them, but it does not, for me, undo the blockade that was created from members of the public for addressing those items right here in this room on May 23rd while there was something that amounts to a press conference. The budget is big, 10.6 billion, but the laws are important, and we made a huge push with the appellate court about special meetings, and that was a special meeting, and yet the people who were here trying to sign up couldn't even get into the kiosk because the clerk is malfeasant, and the Brown Act violation was endemic to this process. So I'm very upset about it, and I would ask that you put this item onto an agenda where it is noticed properly for the public with 72 hours notice, and include the various motions which are evidently pinned up on the board somehow. And then when we were told that we're done, they were put back. It's a crazy process, needs to be removed. And you know, you need to come into compliance with the Brown Act. The whole point of doing something urgently with 24-hour notice is undone by the requirement to have people speak on it. That said, there are some other items on your agenda that I would like to address. The PNC loan, these kinds of $150 million revolving credit line, is very quick and fast, and the rate at 2-3% looks good compared to the kinds of interest rates folks get, but we don't have a great feeling of accountability or which project these are going to be funded towards. And since the entire city is on fire
Bye, Beach.
with
Have a great night.
escalating costs
See you
of
tonight.
living, rent is through the roof. I think you can read the New York Times, the Daily News, and you will be able to see right there in front of everybody that the cost of wages, in other words, what people make, is not advancing at the same rate that the cost of living Bloomfield is. And it's very embarrassing now. We're not alone. Urban cities all over America are losing college graduates and others to other places because they can't opt into the American dream, which is to get a place, you know, buy a house like Weezar did, and like other people do as they come up and get a job and do well. There's a tragic story about a woman, young attorney, Mr. Falba, working and cannot afford anything other than a simple box, essentially. And she's okay with not having a dining room or any property, because she knows that there's no other way. That's not a lifestyle that we want. So to celebrate the best budget ever when we have pending liabilities for the pension and health on those fire and LAFD and LAPD, which I talked about 100 times. $1.5 billion. It's going to cost us an extra, what is it, $35 million, or is it a higher number, 45 in 2022. So it's not a celebration. It's a great burden. And these legal costs, I don't know where the $20 million for the LAUSD liability cost that we just processed that's going to be coming out of our CRLA money, but nonetheless, our money
Yeah,
is
they're
going.
still not listening.
I don't know.
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't know when is that going into this budget or next budget. There's a lack of transparency. And
Look
needs
at
to be
Grady.
improved.
He's like asleep over there.
Have general public comment?
Yeah, for my general public comment, I was in New Orleans recently, and they have a World War II museum, which is deeply moving in the aftermath of Memorial Day. I think it was the general, but then President Eisenhower, who was talking about how there could be no museum of World War II without acknowledging the Higgins boat operation in New Orleans, and that's where I believe the museum sits. It's so powerful. This was a time when Americans finally pulled together. FDR was dragging his feet, as you know, about getting into the war, but when we were attacked by the Japanese in Pearl Harbor, it was an unbelievable galvanizing moment, and folks across this land stepped up, and as I think we all know the outcome, after years of prosecuting a horrific but essential war,
Don't worry about that,
you know, we restored good faith. What's so sad today is that there is a lack of cohesiveness in our country and in our city, and
Cordy, I'm not sure. I think
so with that, I would
someone
just
said
simply say, thanks to those who
a heart
died so that
attack,
we
and it
may
might
live.
have
Thanks.
been. I don't remember. I know that he died in his home, so probably something like that, maybe a stroke or a heart attack. It was great to hear him, man. A super smart guy, and he got snuffed out because he would only call in. You know, he stopped coming in. He would call in. You know, because he's a busy man. He's a legitimate lawyer who isn't acting all kooky and crazy. You know what I mean? And I feel bad, man. Good ones go first. Where's Herman,
Ryan,
man?
give me just a second. You're speaking on general public comment.
What's he put?
And you filled out cards for number 9, 11, and 12.
Who is that?
Item 17 and 26 through 28
Oh,
and
she looks
31
angry.
through 33.
Just look at her face. She just
Go
looks
ahead.
angry. Go ahead.
Sorry. I wanted to start on number 17. Is that correct?
Who is
That's
this guy?
one of the items you filled out
That's
a card
right.
for, correct?
The guy who just spoke last, Daniel, Eric Previn. He passed 4
Good
or
morning,
5
ladies
months
and
ago.
gentlemen, honorable council members. My name is Ryan Reza Farsai. I am a Los Angelian, California-born, natural United States citizen. I'm here to talk on number 17, among other items. So let's start with 17. It's a very important one. It's the one I've been coming up here and talk to you guys about for a long time. I'm sure the city clerk could tell you, and the city attorney, and a lot of the other council members at other cities. I'm talking about the same thing as the balanced budget. So the mayor has proposed a budget for 2019 and 2020, and it's right here. They talk about it for 6 sentences, but they don't really go in detail about it. So my question is, are we running a balanced budget? Or how much more debt do we issue every year to keep that balanced budget or keep Los Angeles going? I've had this question for the last year plus for the city clerk. I asked her, how much debt did you issue on behalf of the shareholders of Los Angeles,
this is an old one, Keith.
California, and
Today's was done
every
quick.
patron that passes through Los Angeles that pays you taxes? And no one's given me any answers. She said that she does not have this information. So I said, where is this information? She said, it's not in my possession. I said, but you're the clerk, so how is it not in your possession? So my question to you guys, I believe your budget is around $9 million, or $9 or $10 billion a year.
So
is that a
small.
balanced budget for this year? Is it
Bro,
going to be balanced next year
how
maybe?
low
Or in
was
2
it?
years? What's the plan on that? So that's the main question on that one. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning on
Oh man, we got callers calling in on the other side.
Number 4, my yoga teacher's son and his kids went to Buckley School, so I'm a fan of Buckley School, the private school over there. And I want you guys
Still the same problems.
to determine exactly what the what the item says, and to resolve to deny the appeal filed by the Vivian Gumbardier on behalf of the Sherman Oaks Homeowners Association, and thereby sustain the decision of the Director of City Planning. So on that one, and then we go back to these
So
street lighting
monotone.
that Mr. Reverend was talking about. Street lighting is very important. I guess $44 million importance. So how many street lights is that, ladies and gentlemen? How much, Mr.
Stinks?
Krikorian?
He's not in here.
What is $44 million in street lighting
Probably
budget
laying in
give
the
you in
sun,
street lights?
in the window.
It's about $250,000 a street light, in my opinion. So now I'm going to go to my general public comment. I'm here to talk to you about something very important. Again, my name is Ryan Reza Farsai. The report came from United Nations that 1 million species face extinction. Up to 1 million plant and animal species are on the verge of extinction with alarming implications for human survival, according to United Nations report released on May 6th. According to the report, more plants and animals are threatened with extinction now than any other period in human history. And that's because of the human activity that's reckoning the havoc in the kingdom. And existing living things,
Reckoning
including
the
us.
havoc?
So I delivered this stuff to the city on Friday. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of enlightenment. The highest golden rule is to forgive. That's what a father does. He forgives. So I've forgiven my HOA attorney, and I forgive the secret works of one Otto Hyder against America, against all Americans. God bless America, land of the free, home of the brave. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Our next speaker is
Armando Herman.
Arnold Sachs. Are you still here, sir?
Oh, please, Arnold Sachs. Is he in the room? Please. We didn't get him. We didn't get anybody else. There he is. There he is, Arnold Sachs. Bro, look how young he is. Holy smokes. Look
Mr.
at him.
Sachs, you're going to speak on items
Bro, look how
31,
young he
11,
is.
12, 27, and item 17, and your general public comment.
Thank you so much, Madam
You're
Chair.
welcome.
So, yes, thank you. Good morning, Arnold Sachs.
Dang,
So,
I miss
item
him.
27 refers to funding. This is an ethical question, so everybody shut your ears. Until you decide what you're going to do with the marijuana sales tax that you're raking in by the truckload, about $60 million a month between the sales tax and the
a month.
You laugh about it, Mr. Price. How much you making
60
at your
million.
outlet? How much you making at yours, Mr. Krikorian? Between the sales tax and the excise tax, it's about $60 million. You
month.
should have an idea of what the heck you're spending money on. Personal service contract in item 31 refers to the service contract being with the 15th Council District. So who has oversight over that? It's a district, it's not a person that's putting out the contract. Ethics there, you know, another ethical question. 11 and 12 refer to hearing dates. So public hearings, Mr. City Attorney, are those public hearings that they're going to have? Because that's an ethical question, because public hearings are supposed to be open to the public, yet we're only limited to 3 minutes on the agenda. Public hearings should be different. They should be excluded from the agenda in that term. What else did I hold here? Well, and by the way, I wasn't sure with 11 and 12 because when the county did its math about Sunshine Canyon landfill, they said 6 times 11 is 66 and 6 times 12 is 66. I guess it was a power play there. So I'm not really sure because I heard in a Public Works Commission meeting that they were going to use accounting for a contract. Very concerned about that. And still they go on and on. And then we have, let's see, so 11, 12, 31 is personal service, 27 is funding. Remember, find out what's going on with the marijuana tax. Oh, and public hearing.
Monaco's way thinner.
Public
Look at her in the
comment.
white.
Ethics in the city council. Now, if there's not a bigger oxymoron in the world, I don't know what is. Mr. Krikorian was talking about how unions are being right-wing and not being allowed to vote or some bullshit. And so it got me thinking, although I was a little late, about Mr. Garcetti's Papa Spaghetti and a Supreme Court case that he had in Washington that essentially was
yes, Eddie.
Sabalos versus Garcetti was a county case, and essentially the county won. And in so doing, it said that the county government and/or governments in general can actually lie to the public. That was a Supreme Court ruling, and look who was in government. Nancy Pelosi, the senators from California, all the city council. Herbie, you were in government. weren't you? Lying to the public.
Herb
That's
Wesson.
all about what?
Black guy in the suit.
Oh, black.
He's
no,
not even
with
paying
no
attention.
power.
There he goes,
Just
walking
lying
away.
to the public. Check it out.
Do you want your general public comment, Mr. Sachs? Yeah, come. I'm here to remind you. You got 1 more minute.
No, thank you. So we'll go back to that because Catch 22 is going to be released on Hula, HBO, or one of those pay-per-view channels.
Pay-per-view.
It's not really a book about war. It's a book about the insanity of government. Because here on one hand, the government says we need money. How many people came before the budget hearing? 600, 400, 200? Only nobody said anything about the marijuana sales tax. Nobody said anything about the marijuana excise tax. So again, Mr. Krikorian, you're the budget whiz, or just a whiz. How much money is it? Don't you have an idea how much you're raking in from your dispensaries? I mean, you're getting rent. All the council members, Mr. Huizar, council members getting rent from your dispensaries because we know you're first in line to get anything that's free. And you don't have any idea how much is in the budget. Why don't you speak up there, Mr. Cedillo? You're holding your breath.
That's it. You're always first in line for the free shit. I fucking love it.
On item, Mr. Sachs, you're done.
Fucking love it. First in line for the free shit.
Thank you very much.
Ain't that the truth?
Speakers on item 17, Mr. Krikorian, would you like to speak on that item again before the vote?
Yes, thank you very much, Madam President. And just to be noted for the...
All right, I think they're done on that side, but hold on. I think we're getting actual public comment here, though. Hold on. Let's do this for a second. Let me... Whoa. Oh, so they ended. Where was it? Where is it? Let's see if we can.
And
see if
we
Jason
must give
calls
credit
in.
to the persons noting our health services. It was all foreseeable.
Last
Your
few minutes and
criminal
we're out here.
activity had endpoint. Thanks to President Trump and God, we will cut
Oh,
off
they
the
hated
financial
that.
head of the venomous snake that provides financial aid to illegal aliens. As to sex abuse of children, you are guilty, as is Newsom and legislature, for releasing Fustum from a prison, and that is an abomination. And you feminizing of Sheriff Luna and the Sheriff's Department, thank you very much.
Thank you, Byron.
Sir.
Your line is open. Please
Thank
begin.
you, sir. I know they hated you for that one. Thank you.
Byron?
Is it Jason?
Byron, your line is open.
Byron, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
This is Byron calling as a concerned county resident. We look forward to this board and the Department of Housing advancing the TGI housing initiative as we continue to invest in housing and rental relief for our communities. And since we're not moving forward policies, we want to make sure we can leverage Measure A and La Casa funds for that. We look forward to this board funding ODR, the Department of Health Services, and other diversion and depopulation strategies for K6G. We need to shut down Men's Central Jail. And then we want to make sure that Chair Solis and Supervisor Han, Measure G was sold to us at no cost. Chair Marcel Rodarte has no idea what he's doing. I don't think they need $5 million. Only thing I can agree with CEO. I no longer feel safe going in person. There's less challenges, less transphobia, homophobia, and less violence from the sheriff deputies and CEO staff. So I will continue to do public comment online, even though we have gone from 90
Thank you.
Dogs,
Madam Chair, there are no other remote speakers
making
to address
fun.
the board. Remote participation for this item is now concluded. We will go to our in-person speakers.
Oh, there we
Please
go.
begin.
Hello, my name's Sally.
Holy shit.
I was wondering.
Look
if
at those eyebrows.
A volunteer will also be able to put in, and how would we put in for the housing issue? Because I seen that you had
Holy
the housing
fuck.
issue that
Hide
that
the
was coming up-
Sharpie.
that came up today. I think they said it was item 4 or 3, and then I seen other juveniles that were like, one issue was November 4th, and she was pregnant and she needed a housing area and stuff. Well, I have somebody that is also very much in emergency, and I was wondering how are we looking further for that?
She's always surprised.
Because she's at the what is it, Lakeview or the juvenile hall?
This is real. This happened today, Dom.
I'm not sure what it's called.
This is today's meeting.
Something Lakeside or something like that, and it's just down the street. And so she's right there on the property also.
Scarebrows.
And I need some kind of help with her.
Fucking Oscar.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
I told you this is what we missed. We had to wade through all that shit to get to the eyebrows. That's why the sheriff has to be in the room.
I first want to start off by telling Ms. Mitchell and thank you for all the community efforts that you guys have been bringing to a lot of community members. I just personally want to tell you thank you. Ms. Janice Hahn, I am in your district, so I am excited to be able to one day work with you guys' office. There is something that I would like to address. I have written out something, so hopefully I can do it in 32 seconds. 2025 was not the best for me. I was hit by a car and later diagnosed with lupus. I was placed on disability from March until December. My job fired me while I was on disability and have left me jobless and far behind on my rent and bills. I learned about the program, the LA County Rent Relief Program, and my landlord was willing to participate in the program. However, my landlord no longer wants to participate because they are having a difficult time providing what is required and requested. This program put me in a far worse situation. Now I'm facing an
Thank you. Madam Chair, members of the board.
We don't care.
I'm going to have one of my staff members come right now and
talk to me. Thank you.
That concludes public comment for this item. Thank you.
Hey.
She got hit by a car that gave her lupus.
These reports will be received and filed.
Hearing no objections to that, that will be the order. That concludes today's meeting. The next regular meeting of the board will be held on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. Thank you all for participating, each and every one of you. We're adjourned.
So 3 hours and 14 minutes to get less than 10 minutes of public comment, at least, that we saw. Maybe they had public comment way earlier while we were in the other meeting. I don't know. But, yeah, man, crazy. Crazy, bro. You can see why our state is in such shambles, not just the city, but actually the county as well. And that's what you get. You hire DEI, you get bologna and cheese. It's proven. It's proven that it just doesn't work. Great in theory, but it doesn't work. Okay? It does not work. Yeah, those eyebrows are pretty awesome. That was today, too. You got to see that today. No, those have to be drawn in. There's no way she had them. If she had them tattooed, I feel even worse for her because they were so off. They're nowhere near where her eyebrows are actually at. So I think that's a problem there. There's a problem there. At least, right? If you had it normal, it'd be all right. But she looks surprised all the time, like, you know, because of the way her eyebrows look. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. Yep, we're going to be on tonight at 8. Veronica, we will. We will. I promise. That's my internet ain't working. Other than that, we'll be on. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if they shave them. I think they pluck them. I think they start plucking. And the problem is they try to, like, shape it. You know what I mean? They shape the brow the way they want it. Problem is they start plucking and plucking and plucking and plucking, and before you know it, it's too much plucking. And you've plucked the fuck out of your eyebrows, and that's the problem. Let's take a look here. This is nice. Manhattan, or Huntington Beach Pier. I think this is Huntington Beach. Beautiful day. This is our winter, ladies and gentlemen. This is why people live here in winter. I mean, it's technically, I don't think spring just yet. When's the equinox? Isn't it like next week or something? It's close. So, yeah. Beautiful day. Everybody out at the beach, enjoying the sun, while y'all digging out of fucking 4 feet of snow. I get it. I get it. Painted on. You think they're painted on? I mean, with like a Sharpie, yeah. What's up, Josh? You know, it's like a Sharpie thing. Yeah, I think. Crazies are everywhere. Trust. Especially when you go to the bigger cities. You got more crazies in the bigger cities, I believe. Because at least the crazies in the small cities are more established. They've been living there with their families for a long time, and they at least have a house and a car and probably a job. They just look a little wild. 73 in Sacto right now? Yeah. Yeah, it's warm here. Been having the AC on this week. It's 88 at my house right now. 88. It's going to be 90 today, by the way. 90 degrees today. So I guess you can call that a heat wave. 90. Yeah. So that's wild. See? So you guys are buried in snow, and I'm buried in sunshine. But as much as this is nice, I'm telling you, I'll give it up a couple of your rainy days. I'll give you 5 of these for 2 rainy days. How about that? 5 to 2. Yes, more established crazies. Yes, Rick. I'm saying. Here, everybody has to. It's a crabs in a barrel. Everybody's fending for themselves. I feel like in a smaller town, more people are more friendly. Why? Because they're forced to be. Because everybody knows everybody. I'm not saying everybody gets along. Surely not. But they also understand that if they do something, somebody's going to know exactly who did it, essentially. You could do things here all day long, and nobody's going to know because the city's so big. You could go into another person's area and commit crimes and do things, and most people, unless you get caught, they'll never find you. I think if you do that in a small town, they'll find you a lot quicker. Yeah, it's 90. Well, it's 88 here now, but it'll be 90 in a couple hours, 2 o'clock. See, it's crazy. I'm 8 degrees hotter than from fucking Florida. Pompano Beach. I'm even warmer than that. No, I get it, Tons. Yo, it's sketchy in Ireland, huh? I mean, it was beautiful flying in, but when we got to Dublin, Dublin's sketchy, man. I feel like Dublin's just as sketchy as downtown Los Angeles. Yeah. Blood moon tomorrow. 6 planets align. So, are we going to get the Narthok? When the planets align, the Garthok appears. You have to narfle the Garthok. Like fucking, what's his name did? Beldar. You're going to have to narfle the Garthok. Because the planets are aligning. When they start aligning, that's what I'm going to do. Well, I wasn't talking about trading the state, Art. I was just merely talking about the weather within the state. Like, you could still be within your state and have this weather. That's all I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the leaders of the state and all that. Blood moon, you're ready? Yes, the planets aligned, but her eyebrows didn't. Yes, yes. Yeah, I did some new drops yesterday. I spent about an hour and a half in here. I finally found the Jack in the Box fucking drop, and I found a few other ones for Jack in the Box, but I found the one we were looking for.
That's amazing, Jack. Thanks, Stanley.
That one, but it's got a little sound behind it. The music I don't like. This one I found too. Well, I'll save that one for the next Jack in the Box call. You guys will laugh. It's a good one. What's up, Wes? Dryer's ice cream 2 for $5 at Albertsons. You better make sure it's ice cream and not frozen dessert. That's how they're trying to get you, huge fan nowadays. You think it's ice cream and it's not. It's frozen dessert. Because it doesn't contain enough milk and ice cream to technically be called ice cream anymore. So they force them. I believe it's the FDA forces them to call it what it is, a frozen dessert versus ice cream. So now when you really look, you'll see on the on the actual containers. It'll say it's ice cream, or it's not. It'll say it's frozen dessert. Which is more like milk and cream, I'm guessing, versus, ice cream. I don't know. Something like that. So it's crazy. Tryers frozen dessert. Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. Does it say it on there? See, it doesn't say ice cream anymore because it's not. They can't call it that because it doesn't have enough of the actual ingredients to call it ice cream anymore. So, yeah. That's what they've made them do. I don't know if you've noticed, but yeah, next time you go down the ice cream aisle and you go look, take a look at the packaging now. They've made them change it. Do I like soft serve ice cream? Of course. Tommy's is usually where I go because McDonald's, a lot of the times, they don't want to make it or the machine's down. And I found out a whole thing now why I used to think and everybody used to think, oh, they're just lying. They don't want to clean it or fix it. Apparently, there's a company that holds a patent on everything when they make those machines for McDonald's and other places. And when they break, they don't just send the parts to McDonald's. They have to have their certified technician come out, which again might take 2-3 weeks for them to get a certified technician from that particular company, because it's just like BMW or Mercedes or Audi now, where your local mechanic is having trouble fixing those new cars because they're locked out of their software. Like, you must go to the manufacturer to fix it. And that's what they're doing. They've monopolized the fixing of these machines to where people can't just fix them the way they used to. And that's why they're down a lot of the times. So there's that. Yeah, so for some reason, knock on wood, Tommy Burgers always is never too packed, and they have soft serve all the time, and it's never down. So yeah. It's almost time, though, for that. It's almost time for Slurpees, too, man. I mean, I guess it's 90 today. I guess I could go get a Slurpee if I wanted. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Cats. I think that's what it is. It's just some of it has too much byproduct and not enough of the original ingredient to be called that anymore. You want a Frosty? I mean, Frosty's the same thing. What's the difference between a Frosty and a soft serve cone? Just the cone. It's really the same ice cream, just dipped in just put into a cup, right? Over having it in a cone, which makes it easier. I love Slurpees too, Lisa. I do too. I just need the Coca-Cola and wild cherry mix. That's all I want. I don't want the pina colada or the raspberry or all that other stuff. I don't really care for it. I just want the Coca-Cola. It's basically cherry cola. Cherry and Coke mixed. You just can't drink that shit too fast. I'll fuck you up. That's what they should do. They should have a Slurpee eating contest. See who can down the most Slurpee, bro. You see a whole bunch of fools holding their heads, just trying to down it. Like, fuck, these shit hurts, bro. Bro, brain freeze hurts, dude. Brain freeze hurts. Foster's Freeze. I don't think we have too many Foster's Freeze. I think it's like Wiener Schnitzel, right? Mixed. Like, you can get Foster's Freeze at Wiener Schnitzel kind of thing. Yeah, the brain freeze is real, bro. That shit hurts. You want ice cream now? I'm telling you, neighbor. It's fucking 88 degrees right now. In an hour and a half from now, it's going to be 90. Today is a great day for ice cream. You can see out there, I'm sure the people that are selling ice cream out there are making the munzie. All these folks right here in these tents, like your little farmers market tents and shit. Somebody out there having some vegan soy ice cream or something. telling you, Rick, it would be bad. Yeah, cats, that don't work. If you've already got the freeze going on, that might help curb or stop it a little bit or slow it down. But if you already full brain lock freeze, ain't nothing helping it but just the quick time. You're gonna go through that 8 seconds of pain. You're gonna. It's gonna hurt. I'm getting ice cream out right now. Hey, don't get mad at me though. I didn't start the ice cream talk. It was Josh Wood. Blame Josh. He was the one that started with asking me if I like soft serve. I could have been a dick and not answered him. There's Catalina Island, though, by the way. Can you see Catalina in the distance over there? Look at the island far out. Great fishing out there. Takes us about an hour, depending on which, boat you're going on or whatever. It's about an hour, boat trip. Usually they take you to the back side of the island. Better fishing back there because the front side has a lot of traffic. Avalon, all the boats are coming in and out, jet ski fools and all that. But the water's super clear. I mean, over there it's beautiful. It's like Hawaii. You're gonna fucking look down and you'll see your fish on the hook 40 feet down. You'll almost be able to tell then. At least see how big it is for sure. Depending on how much it's moving, it might be hard to tell what kind of fish it is. But yeah, good old Catalina fishing. You should go, cats. It's a fun thing. They have in San Pedro. They have at 22nd Street Landing. They have the Catalina Express. You can take it there. There's a few other places too, and it's not bad. Take Dramamine if you get seasick. Like I said, it's an hour-ish boat ride or so, maybe a little more. They'll drop you off right in the front of the island. You can go get you a golf cart and go around the island and have lunch, and that's what a lot of folks do. Enjoy the kickback Catalina life for the day, and then get your ass back, and an hour or so, you're back here. I'm pretty sure they have one out of Marina Del Rey too. I'm not positive though. And I think Ventura and all them go to Channel Islands versus Catalina Island. It's too far for them to go, so they go off the Channel Islands. Huell Hauser, he visited everything. Huell, rest in peace to Huell. He was California's gold. You do get seasick? Yeah. That's why I always tell people, if you're even thinking about it, take Dramamine before time. And that way you don't get sick and ruin your trip and you're barfing off the side. Everybody's enjoying themselves in the galley, eating. You ain't missing nothing, Pecan. Just dirt and filth. Nice weather, but it's amongst all the dirt and filth. This is Huntington Beach. TAC. That's the Huntington Beach Pier. That's PCH right there. Pacific Coast Highway. Just staring at the beautiful day. A light breeze. From right to left. And looks like a nice day. People on their bikes enjoying the bike path. And people with their chairs out. And you got people shopping here at the farmer markets. And, yeah. Life's good for the moment. Yeah, you can fish off that pier. I mean, of course, you need a license. But, yeah, you absolutely... I usually don't mind. I usually have quite a few fishermen up and down the pier there. We used to go to the one off of Malibu. They have a boat that leaves out of Malibu on their pier. That one's not bad because it's not packed. Same with Santa Monica. Santa Monica is always pretty packed, because it's quick and easy to get to those piers. The further north, you got to go up further north to, 30 more minutes to get to Malibu, stuff like that, or even further for Ventura. Saw the Nick Shirley video earlier about Oakland. Yeah, Oakland's been a toilet for a long time. Long time. Shell, I wouldn't be able to tell you if dogs are allowed. I'm assuming they are. They just always have to be on a leash. God forbid your dog bites another dog or, yeah. And then everybody's suing you. So yeah, I'm sure that's just how it is. Just have to have it on a leash. Oh no, it's definitely nice. It's a beautiful day here. Orange County. It's not LA County, it's Orange County. But all right, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I'm sorry it wasn't so great because they were in Van Nuys, but we'll be live tonight, 8 p.m. And I'm here all day today. So if we get a chase, I'll jump on live. Other than that, thank you for the likes, the love, the donos. Thank you for hanging out. Enjoy the day, and I'll see you guys at 8 p.m. Pacific time tonight. Bye.
This party is officially over.
Yeah, you guys. I'm going home.
Bye.